Craig's motto is have koozie, will travel. Breaking news, I'm moving to Itchy Grass Farm. I know. And I can't believe we are on episode 11 and we are just finding out now that Weimaraner is related to Jimmy Buffett. I feel robbed. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the #1 show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Shows as shallow as Venita's "My loyalty runs deep" speech. You do it best.
Because you want to know, you got to do the face.
Oh, yeah. I'm too focused on the motion.
That's what you learn when you're a trained actor, classically trained. It's Shakespearean, actually. Oh, if you like what we're doing, like, subscribe, tell a friend. We are trying to get to 3,000 subs as soon as humanly possible. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Whitner told us in episode 1 or 2 that Barry Manilow or whatever was his uncle.
That Bob's his uncle?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't hear that. Did you hear that, Nat?
I didn't.
Yeah, it must have been a real throwaway comment because I missed it, and I'm sorry that I did.
Yeah.
Good journalism, Mike. Also, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who wished me a happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And get well soon. I really appreciate. Also, I would just like to let everyone know that I've gotten some blood work back, and my thyroglobulin antibodies are very high and have been for like 6 months, which means something's attacking my thyroid, and could be heavy metals. Don't know, but
Heavy metals, like from the...
I don't know. I can't detox from another thing. I'm exhausted from detoxing, but I'm doing everything I can to stop that from happening.
You really are doing everything. I feel like calling your doctor and being like, you don't know me, but I just want to tell you she's doing everything she can.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm such a peaceful person. I don't like anyone attacking anything. I don't know why something's attacking my thyroid. But it's like I was exhausted because when I get stressed and anxious, I just forget to eat, which I know sounds ridiculous, but some people are stress eaters. I'm the opposite. And so I genuinely was not eating really anything, which is ridiculous. It didn't even dawn on me that I was hungry. And so I have now upped my protein and done all these things, making really good, healthy meals and reminding myself like, oh, it's lunchtime. You need to eat lunch.
Yeah.
I think that's what the kids do. But it was just weird. It was like I was waking up every morning and I was feeling hungover and I hadn't had anything. Like this is my first drink, I want to say, in 10 days.
Yeah.
That's a long time for
No,
me.
I know. We have a whole like 32 pack here, like who's waiting for Courtney to be well enough to drink.
That's
it.
right.
And finally, I think she just was like, you know what? This shit.
If I'm waking up feeling hungover, I may as well just have the hangover.
Yeah.
It was so funny. I would like wake up and feel hungover. I'm like, did I have anything to drink last night? And I got 99 problems, like really dark chin hair. I'm always taller than guys I have a crush on. Like there's lots of things, right? Like sweating. It's not even hot outside.
Freezing, but sweating.
For ice blocks for hands and feet and just Niagara Falls of sweat pouring out my armpits, my crotch, my everywhere you could sweat. I'm sorry. When I blow dry my hair, I have to just keep pinning it up. Otherwise, the sweat that is sheeting off the back of my neck recurls my hair.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I thought I dried this part already.
I will wait. Like when Shane and I were BFGF, Shane's my ex-boyfriend, if you didn't watch our Salt Lake recaps, he would literally say, he's like, sleeping in bed with you is like sleeping next to a furnace because I'm freezing cold, but just, it's like I'm in a Bikram yoga class or something in the middle. Anyway. Okay, so point being is I'm on lots of supplements. We're on a healing journey. Life's a journey, and just thanks everybody. Yeah. And if anyone, if you think of anything that could help me, let me know in the commies.
Yeah.
I'm open.
Yeah. No, we love that. Yeah. We learned so much in the commies.
Yeah. But you know what's really great? Sorry, not to get off on such a tangent because we have so much to cover. I was very happy because I got like a very deep thyroid panel because I have a history of an underactive thyroid. I was on medication for it for 20 years or 19. And my thyroid is functioning beautifully. So I'm totally okay off the medication. It's just like whack-a-mole. Now, they say it's from stress.
What stress?
What's stress?
Your 3 jobs and driving from the canyon to West Hollywood 500 times a week. At least you got a parking pass, though. Hey-o.
Yeah, it's like having TSA pre-check. Yeah. And I got a course.
And we're ordering dinner. Oh, yeah. What time should I? Like, someone needs to tell me.
I'll tell you. I'm
Okay.
I'm good at remembering those things.
Okay, great.
Okay, guys, should we top of the pops it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, you seem so sad.
I'm sad that one of my 2 favorite shows is just shitting the bed and not really good anymore. And
I thought you were sad because of my thyroglobulin announcement.
You really set the tone of this episode.
I know. I was like, Mike
was in such good spirits before.
it's taking my antibody news so tough. Sorry, Mike. I hate saying this because I feel like that's like, I'm like rubbing it in. I'm really enjoying this season.
Yeah, I love it. I'm really hot.
for what reason?
I feel like we are getting some really good real moments with, and I already feel Mike wanting to kill me.
I know. Is that why you're in like a, because you watch those episodes and you're like, this is crap?
Well, sometimes I watch these episodes and then I question my life choices.
I hear
and
that.
that's what I'm doing today, is questioning my life choices.
Needing
I love
to
all
sit
of
here
you
with
guys.
us?
It's not so much having to do with you guys, just like, I don't know. So Timmy was here when we did Summer House, and he brought up a good point that like all these other shows are so formulaic and okay, we're going to go to an event, we're going to have this fight, then we're going to go to lunch, we're going to talk about that fight, and then we're going to do something else. Somebody's not going to get invited. Then we're going to go to another bruncheon and talk about how that person didn't get invited. And it's beat by beat. It's all produced. It's not really real. None of these people are really friends. And then you have Summer House where like these people are friends. They have a house together. That's the concept of the show. They're confined to this house on the weekend, so they can't really go anywhere. They do their dinners, but like it's a different type of setting, and it doesn't have those produced beats. Like everything happening on the weekend is what's happening on the weekend. And they seem like real friends. So those problems that they're having, that seems real. Carl dealing with whatever seems real. Lindsay dealing with whatever seems real. Kyle and Amanda dealing with their breakup. Paige and Chris, like it all seemed real. And now this show has officially, for me, turned into, okay, well, here we're going to meet up here. Austen and Craig, you guys are going to fight again about some stupid bullshit. Then everyone then is going to be like, oh, Austen started it. Okay, like it's just fake. It seems fake and not real. Like I don't find any sincerity or genuine moments. I think this is the worst season of this show so far. Like it seems they've lost control of the cast. The producers have lost control of the show. Nobody wants to do anything real. And so it's just these bullshit moments. I don't believe anybody. I don't believe Salley. I don't believe Venita's story. I don't believe Craig and Austen. I don't believe any of it. I believe Shep has completely checked out and learned how to placate Craig to stay out of the shotgun blasts of his repercussions, which also is like, okay, dude, that's kind of, it just seems, it's a bummer. I really liked this show. And this season is showing me that reality TV is probably on its way out.
Okay, it's
the bearer of good news.
I
over
know.
here to
Sorry, we asked.
Wait, can I ask you a quick question?
No.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Okay. So when you see, and this is a genuine question, when you see them like hanging out outside of the show,
I don't follow any of these people in any of their socials. Like, and we've talked about that before. Like, are we watching the show and recapping the show? Or are we watching these people's full blown lives off the show, within the show, and doing that? I'm watching the show. I don't have any idea what's going on in their outside lives.
Yes, I'm very similar to you. I'm watching the show and I'm recapping the show. However, like our sweet little boo pie thing, Harris, he'll send me, he's following, I feel like he follows everyone. He has his finger on the pop culture
If we
pulse.
ever get around to doing a news segment, Harris is leading
He is the producer.
Yeah, I know he's producing
You've been
us.
hired.
Yeah, you've been hired. For
Congratulations.
I hope that you'll work for Coors Lights. We have straws too.
I want to rethink that. But he'll send me stuff like that, Craig just posted, or from, excuse me, from Sally's feed, etc.
Yeah.
And I see them at cute things that aren't necessarily a Bravo event.
No.
It's not watch what happens live and Salley and Charley together. It's more like a friend was throwing a barbecue. Here's a picture. So that's the only.
That makes it worse.
Well,
If I knew that they were friends in real life, but then going on camera and all of this we're being shown is happening, but then now I'm 100% in on this show is complete BS. Everything because that's the thing. People are like, Craig and Austen have like 14 businesses together, and they do. They got restaurants. They had a pot. Like they do all this stuff, but then they hate each other and they're fighting. And I can't believe we're just gonna be in the same room. And like,
wait, besides the restaurant, what current business do they have together?
I have no idea, but like that's a comment that keeps coming up. Is these guys have businesses together?
I think they have one business together. I think they have their restaurant. And I will just say this: Austen said in one of the interviews that I listened to, I can't remember if it was Vial Files or something like that, that they, before him and Craig had the latest blow up, which it seems like they've started to mend that fence, like, after the show, they had already signed on to start doing this restaurant. So he was just like, I didn't want to pull out. By the way, that could all be gobbledygook nonsense. My question to you was just going to be like, do you think it's totally fake then on the show? Like if they are posting things that are showing them as friends.
If they're doing that, then yeah, the show is 100% fake. Like I didn't know they're all best buddies off camera and hating each other on camera. That solidifies my point that like none of this is real.
It solidifies it to you. Listen, I feel very differently. And Nat, you look like you wanted to say something before we jump into the app.
Listen, this is a real, allegedly, it's not even allegedly. It's like no one's alleging it, I think, besides Harris and I. But and this is such a hot take. And maybe they're going to hear it and be like, duh. But it's hot for me because it literally dawned on me out of nowhere. I am questioning Austen's sexuality.
He's your Carl.
So Harris and I were talking about whatever, mostly just deciding whether Jeffrey Epstein is like still really alive or not. So we went through that whole thing and I'm like, oh my God, unrelated. I have a wild theory about Austen. And he goes, that he's gay.
But like, if we're going to go there, like they both love each other. If we're going to bring up that Venita maybe has a thing for Salley and that's why she's acting so weird, then like, maybe both of these dudes are secretly in love with each other and
it's not about Craig. It's not. Of
course, it's not about Craig.
Oh my God. Can I finish my theory
before
you decide that because everything goes back to Craig with you. This really has nothing to do with Craig. The whole last episode that we did was like, I just came here to talk about Austen and then we ended up talking about Craig for 32 hours. So this has to do with all of the ways that Austen has dated. Same way Carl kind of dated in the beginning, where it was like hot and heavy, and then sort of like, oh, I don't really feel that way anymore overnight. Just kind of all the women that Austen has been with. Also, what I had totally forgotten about, Austen has had a heavy habit, and maybe some people won't remember this, but probably hardcores will. Austen had a heavy habit of going after girls that Shep or Craig, mainly Shep, had like already hooked up with or had been talking to or like had expressed some interest in. It was almost like Austen didn't know he was into someone until he heard that Shep was into them. The way that he has ditched out on every girl since he's like all of our favorites. They're not just like random like people that have been on the show. Like we've listed them a million times. They are all of our favorite people that have ever been on the show. Like
the A-team.
What's not to love?
Yeah.
When him and Taylor were talking or whatever, and she was all broken up about Shep, and so they got together and like she's a mess. The only reason we come to find out that they didn't sleep together, allegedly, according to just what we've heard about this, and I feel like it came from the show, was that he couldn't get it up that night.
That's right.
We forget.
I will just say really quickly, I'm not feeling that vibe from him, but I could be wrong.
I never did until I started putting pieces together.
Totally.
And him and Rod are doing all sorts of like, they've got a special relationship. Rod and him are tight. Rod's not really tight with, I mean, he's tight with some girls in the.
But not any of the dudes.
Yeah. There was like, I think 2 Brokeback Mountain references on this episode. Rod has called him, oh, Austen, you know, wants to be big and tough, but like really, he's just a queen. Rod has said that on Watch What Happens Live, or on, maybe it was with Kiki Monique on Sirius, but like I could find that clip and show it to you.
Yeah. Don't threaten me with the good time.
Yeah. Like it literally just all, it's like if you're looking at Carl, like the thing that we know about Carl, like as we talked about last week, is that Carl did have
a sexual experience.
Yeah. So I get that, like, I don't know about that with Austen, but maybe I'm just looking for a reason to excuse Austen from just being such a forever wanderer of the earth. You know, I don't know, but it seems like there's something ain't right.
Something ain't right.
And I don't mean right. I don't mean right and wrong. I just mean like,
just mean like different than how he's portraying he's presenting.
Yeah.
Right. Like whether it's the trauma he experienced as a child with the tragedy that his family, you know, has gone through, or if it's what you're saying, grappling with his sexuality. I will say, when you were saying the Shep thing with him, where I thought you were going with it was, because I think this is something that happened with Diddy. He always was fully obsessed with a girl that was dating a guy that I feel he was in love with.
Yes.
So it's like, I can't have him, but she's been with him, so I can be with her. And that's like, if you believe that you can't be gay, like if you can't just be out, that could be the closest way to feel that person's whatever vibe, be with them, whatever. So anyway, listen, my antennas are up now.
And listen, I want to just say that, like, I have never gotten this vibe about Austen before. So I could really be looking for something that's just like not, like, it's not adding up. And the way that he is with Audrey is almost just like oh my God, my hair, look, I have a toupee. Pookie, do you not like me anymore? Like, I think that like when we were going back and forth on like, did Audrey just decide that like, no, we're not talking about if we're moving in together. We're not talking about me coming to Charleston, or he never come, like, and we were thinking, well, I mean, you brought it up and I was like, I don't know, there's something, I don't want to pigeonhole her that quickly. And I understand you weren't trying to pigeonhole her, but just like
projection disclaimer.
Relatable experiences.
Projection disclaimer with Audrey.
I have never gotten a vibe from Audrey that she's a pushover, really. And we've seen so little of her, but what I have seen of her is like she's very straightforward and very like again, very little that we've seen of her. But like, I could see Salley or Venita or someone kind of bobbing around those things to try to like, oh, but I just want to like I think I can make this work. I think like we just need to get over this hump, whatever. I don't know. I've never gotten the vibe from Audrey that she's especially because I just don't think Austen's a catch either. So I don't know who's like, you know, crossing their fingers for things to work out with Austen. I think in his
pool he is.
Maybe so. But I think that he is just very much like, I think that he's calling her 50 times a day. I think he's telling her about every single thing that happens. Additionally, and I understand that this could totally be a joke, but right now I am building a case. So I'm basically taking every single thing that like might clue in. Ever since Madison and him started being friends again, she has like referred to him as like, that's my sister girl. Like there's just a lot of innuendos going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Austen's not someone I ever thought about this before, and it just dropped like a load of bricks on my head. And then for me to say that to Harris and him go, oh, that he's gay. And I'm like, oh my God, yes. And he says, him and Carl, dude, I swear to God. And I said, it dawned on me out of the clear blue sky when I was cutting shorts today. And he said, Austen is literally a gay man. He is obsessed with Rod. And I'm like, he is big time. And it goes on. I'll post this so you all know. I'm not
my God, wait, what is that background?
Harris, I'll ask you first. Oh, he changed it. Harris made this the background.
Is that on Instagram?
Yeah.
how do I get that kitten?
Harris, he gave it to mine.
Please put that on ours as well.
Yeah.
Also, in case anyone's wondering, Lego is coming out in a few months with a Lego kitten that's orange. They did a tuxedo one, and now they're doing an orange tabby.
They should have started with an orange tabby. That's the foundation.
I know. And you know what, Lego, if you're taking notes, they didn't do the striped tail. And like 90% of all orange tabbies have striped tails.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not trying to bite the hand that Legos me, but I just would like everyone to know that I wanted the striped tail. Anyway, okay. So the episode starts out with Shep and Weimaraner in the park doing a workout.
No, they're going for a goddamn run. What is with all these people running?
Oh my God.
The freak,
Why do you
man?
hate runners when you're a cyclist?
Because we're enemies.
They're in competition for the
And
road.
somebody
that.
made a
Are you
comment
enemies?
that well, not with Carrie, but everyone else. Someone
Carrie?
made a comment
Carefees.
that I'm right. Shocking. That she dated runner and a cyclist, and runners are way worse. So thank you for that affirmation. And
Anyway,
She's
Proof.
calling herself way worse?
no, she said
no,
she dated
this is
someone who was
another.
a runner.
This is
got
a
it. Okay.
somebody that said she's dated runners and cyclists, and runners are way worse.
Okay. Sorry, go on. Proceed.
So they're in the park stretching, doing their thing. We obviously learn now that Whitner's gonna throw, a little weekend thing at Itchy Grass, and Shep was kind of just explaining what happened and that tensions are running very high between Craig and Austen. And listen, if Mike is right, which I'm sure everyone will agree with him, but regardless,
Everyone loves Mike.
if it's him just trying to fake this character for this season of like, oh, I just want to stay out of the fray, whatever. It is nice to see him kind of playing this different role, and maybe through osmosis or something, the fakeness will sink in and he could actually become this person, because it is so lovely. This is the version of Shep I really like.
Dude, we were talking about this from the beginning. Like, he's dad this season. He's like, this isn't my game anymore. This is a young man's game. It's like what Jay-Z said, rap is a young man's game. It's like he got the memo.
Yeah, and I like seeing Shep this way, whether it's an act or not. I enjoy it because I don't. Everybody knows I'm always rooting for growth. Okay,
Yeah.
I have really disliked how Shep has acted in a bunch of different ways, whether it's with chicks or just kind of acting a little bit the elitist thing, right? And so maybe if he's learning and he doesn't want to be that elitist person anymore, and he does want to be the cooler head that will prevail amongst this group, like, okay, I'm here for that. I like what he has to say. He's really smart. I think with women, he gives horrible advice.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes his advice isn't that bad. Like, he was saying some stuff this episode that I was like, huh.
But what did he say at the park that was so enlightening?
Nothing. He just wasn't getting into the mishigas. Like, he wasn't saying like, this person's an asshole and these two. Cause sorry, that's the only way I can say
fine.
it. Like,
But
no,
has
it's
he,
fine.
has he, like, listen, he's definitely not been great with ladies. He definitely has a little elitist thing going on. But Shep has never, like, Shep's always the one that's like giving that type of Shep advice that is somewhat
I feel like
meaningless.
historically he's been a little, he can be a little nasty when he's talking about someone else. Like, I do find him to sometimes be an unsavory character when he would talk about certain
But for
things.
Craig and Austen, he's always been like, these fucking guys, they don't get it. They don't understand each other, which is what he's saying now. He's like, they have a complete misunderstanding of each other, and that they go out and they do this, and the next morning they're fine, which is apparently the Southern gentleman way, is what he said. So like like that seems to be Shep to me, is when it comes to these two.
Yeah, I think I think he's been this way all 11 seasons, all 11 episodes so far. Like, whatever's going on, and I'm just saying, I guess tonally he feels a little different to me because he seems calmer in a 360.
He seems checked out. He seems like he's figured out how to placate Craig, which at the end of this episode really proved to me that just that, like, he's like, I don't want to, like, maybe he's like getting too old and like, well, this is a young man's game, but he seems just out. Like he seems like he's on the sidelines for this one, for this season.
I think he also, you got to look at like the rhythm of a reality TV show. He had a wild,
Exactly.
he was the targeted
Right, which
person
would make
last
sense for him to be like,
season.
I'm going to take a step back this year.
Or it's like maybe if you've just been in a crabby mood and you're talking a lot of smack because you're unhappy with how your life's going, and then someone found out and you realize I hurt someone that I didn't mean to hurt, and whatever. Like even if they are making a mistake in their life, they can learn it. I don't need to be talking smack about them. And then you realize moving forward, like, you know what? I'm going to refrain from saying that because I don't want to be up in this mix. I just want to take a knee, and it's not so much saying like I don't want to be a team player and I just want to kind of like coast. It's more along the lines of, yeah, I can be in the passenger seat right now. I don't need to be in front of the firing squad. I spent all last year there, and I'm just really, it's like last year, I keep saying, you know, everybody knows last year was so hard for me. This year, I'm good. I'm not putting my, like, God forbid something tragic could happen, and I'm not even going to pay attention to it in this, in a certain sense. It's why I've stopped watching the news. And, you know, obviously I'm aware of things and whatever, but you know what I mean?
No,
Just like
we both
pulling back a little.
stopped watching the news. I'm not sure if we picked the right time. I think we might have been watching it way too much when like
Too early on.
way too early on. And I think that we wasted the good surprise on those years.
Something that crossed my mind, it's funny you bring that up. I wasn't going to say it, but I'll say it. This feels like watching cable news to me now. Like, whatever side of the fence you're on, like it's all bullshit. It's all propaganda. It's all like, how crazy can we make people so that they tune in again at 11 and again tomorrow, and let's just make them psychotic with a bunch of bullshit. This is Southern Charm now.
Oh,
it's
Southern
like,
Charm.
let's just make everyone crazy. Let's make everyone here just full of crap. Make them fight each other for the dumbest stuff. Keep them fighting. It's this is what this show's turned into. Is like a freaking episode of CNN or any cable news station. Is this real? Is this like, all this real? None of this is real, right? Like, am I the crazy one?
Do you feel like the fighting in like season 3, that was organic fighting and not reality TV fighting, and this feels very stilted to you?
Well, it feels like I've always talked about, like season 3, nobody knew who these people were, right? So it does seem real. Whitney slept with what's her face, and while Thomas was wondering, should I get married? Should we have another? Oh shit, we had another baby. Oh, figuring out what condoms were at a 51-year-old age. Like that seemed real. Like now I feel like they've lost control. Craig's way too famous. Austen wants to be way too famous. Shep is too family rich for the like. They've lost control, and it happens all the time. Like I was sitting there wondering, like, how do the housewives go for so long? And it's probably because from jump, it's just a formula. We're going to, like Timmy said, you're going to go to lunch. You're going to fight about something that happened at the party last night. And then we're going to get mad at somebody. We're going to go have another lunch to talk about it. It's beats and fights. And people who love Housewives love that shit. I've never enjoyed the Housewives for that reason, because it doesn't.
But that's not how Housewives started at all. Just for the record.
Maybe one or two of them, but it gets
point.
that way pretty fast, and it's that way now. It's been that way for a long time.
It's been that way for probably like 50. They've been on, the first one was Orange County. This is going to be its 20th season. But like the first 5 seasons if you watch the first season.
Okay, so the last 15 seasons.
No, I'm just saying it didn't start out that way. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. My point is it's now, that formula is now creeping into all these other shows.
For sure.
And to me, I never watched Housewives because it never seemed real to me. It was always just a bunch of people fighting for the sake of fighting. And now here we are with these people, Venita, Salley, Charley, Craig, Austen. I think Shep's like, bro, I'm done. You know, I don't want to do. Oh yeah, no, you guys. I never said. Yeah, cool. Oh, they just don't understand each other. Like I think he's just like, what time's wrap? What time's lunch?
See, I don't. I think it's just because he had a crazy season last season. And so now that's the ebb and flow of it. Now it's like there's a little bit more of a quiet season. It's like when one of the housewives is on and she's pregnant one season. She's not going to be the star of the show because no one's going to come for a pregnant woman, which you should not.
This is why I asked Timmy, do you guys kind of say to people every season, like, this is your season, this is what we want to see from you? And he said like, well, we kind of say that to everyone and just like see who like comes up with anything.
Popcorn in a pan,
Yeah,
who pops,
like
who doesn't.
it's all about you this season. You're the star. And like see like which one of them like takes that to heart and like does something with it. But like if we could have, I wish I would have like, shocking, but I didn't articulate my question well. But like more specifically, I feel like after a 10-year long show, at a certain point, kind of have to start assigning roles. Like, Shep, you haven't done anything for blah, 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 blah. The last big thing you had was your breakup with Taylor. Now you've kind of been, you know, not really having to, not show up. Shep shows up. Shep doesn't mind showing up at all. Shep likes to party, you know, like he's here for the party. But like bring us something meaningful. And that's why I think that maybe he got stuck in what he got stuck in last season, where he was like, okay, no, I'm doing, because I also think Shep's very pro, like, no, I'll take the bullet, like I'll be the guy, I'll do the thing. And that's why I thought that Shep's season was so fake last season, because it just seemed like he was really like, no, it's 2000 whatever, like this is on the schedule, this is my year to like bring something big. So I'm wondering if he's like, okay, that's in the can, sweet, now I can be just a support role. And he's also older. Like I think it's a variety of things that is contributing to what he's doing right now. But I'm into it, so I don't even want to ask questions, because this is the best Shep I've ever seen.
And that's just my point. I just like him very much in this iteration of who he is.
Yeah,
and I hope it's real.
Totally. The other thing about, and then we can move on. I know that we're like 40 minutes in, and we haven't even gotten through the first scene. And the first scene literally had like nothing in it. But this is so these two, because these two guys are kind of the representatives of this kind of show, you know, Shep Rose, and then this guy who we find has a similar kind of background and family story and have been in Charleston for however long and whatever. And I just thought that their speech was really hilarious in it. Shep says, he's recapping what happened at the dinner. And Shep says, things started off extremely pleasant. And Whitner says, as things are wont to do. And then Shep says, then things became much more of a tempest. This is word for word. I don't even know if that sentence makes sense, but I made sure it's word for word. And then Shep says, Craig and Austen have such a tete-a-tete. Like, it's these, I just thought it was funny. It almost seemed like they're like, let's talk our family speak.
These
this
are
whole time.
Just super well-educated,
Totally.
well-read dudes. And they've got, I always say the most attractive thing about Shep is his command of the English language.
Right. But sometimes they take it too far. Like, there is somebody that's like, that's popping up in my TikToks all the time now that is basically making everything in life a Shep moment. So she's talking as like just being at, you know, McDonald's ordering whatever, and she's like ordering as if she's Shep and using all these ridiculous words and whatever. So like it was funny to me that these two guys that are kind of have similar are like speaking like their parents.
Speak the speech.
Yeah, they're speaking the speech. Yeah.
Okay, these next few scenes, they're just kind of like little tiny scenes as we lead up to the drive out to Itchy Grass. We go to Miss Pat's, which you look fabulous in purple, Miss Pat. I just want to say that is your color. I love the caftan. I loved it all. Wish we weren't talking about, you know, Chauncey's crossing the Rainbow Bridge.
I know.
But they're just discussing that, which obviously we bookend at the end of the episode that we'll get to. Sorry. I will take that back. Thank you.
Also, I don't think Chauncey's dead. That's how fake I think this shit is. I'm kidding.
Okay. I was like, you shut your mouth when you're talking about Chauncey. So they're talking about Chauncey's, funeral. And then, of course, Whitney uses this as another place to lay the Craig and Austen are at it again. You know, not that anyone's surprised by that, including Miss Pat. She's the least surprised.
Yeah. And speak about his mustache being some historical figure. Again, another Charleston homegrown of the community that is speaking in this, like, I'm going to have a mustache like what I can't remember what he said, a walrus. I don't know, but you all saw it.
Then we get to Austen's. He's calling up Madison, just saying, you know, he's super upset with how his birthday dinner, Madison wasn't surprised.
That he called Madison to tell her about Audrey. I don't think he had intentions to talk about the dinner. He brought it up, but that thing was edited in such an awkward way to make it seem that way.
We don't find that out until later.
He called her to tell her first that him and Audrey broke up.
Yes, but we
probably
don't
hoping
hear that in
she
this
would-
scene. We only hear it when they're at the pool.
Right, but I watched the scene and was like, what? It's not, you called her for that. Like, this was shitty
Yes.
as fuck.
Yeah.
And then later I was like, oh, I think I was
Totally.
right about that. Like, that was some of the wonkiest editing that, I mean, it was great editing if you're trying to fool people.
Well, they
But
were, 'cause
again,
they
both
wanted
these
it.
like setups, let's meet at the park and let's set up the Craig and Austen thing again because we're going to the farm. And Whitner's like, well, as long as my parents don't have to deal with it, they're going to have to deal with it, was what we all assumed. Then the next scene, oh, well, Craig and Austen are at it again. It's these like housewife bullet points that are set up to, oh my God, what's going to happen type shit.
Wait, hold on. You think that conversation was to talk about the dinner or to talk about
Audrey.
Oh, okay.
And it got edited to seem like
It was about
like
the
Austen
dinner.
was crying about the dinner again, which I think that he, like, listen, everyone's gonna be like, oh, you love Austen. I don't love any of these people at this point. I truly don't. Even Whitner, I'm mad at because how dare you bring these people to that farm? They don't belong there. They don't deserve to be there.
I still love you.
So I don't, like, I kind of believe that he's like as sad as he can be about Audrey or wants to play that role. I truly believe that's taking over priority over Craig and his fight with Craig. Like, I think in this moment, he's like, today I don't want to deal with it. Tomorrow might be a different story, but right now I have other things on my mind that have nothing to do with Craig. And I just broke up with this girl. I got my emotional support cats. Like, when he was like, he had that vibe of like, the dinner sucked, but I don't want to talk about the dinner. I got other things on my mind. This conversation that he just had with his mom about like, maybe I'm going to disappoint my family or my mom at least and be like, I don't think I want kids. I don't think I want that life that I've been telling you that I've wanted. Also, I just broke up with my girlfriend. I think
he also did feel a little relieved from the breakup, he said. So I think there was also that in the mix. And I just would like to highlight when he picked up one of his cats, when he was like walking down the stairs and you saw how happy he was, like, oh, you could feel like I made the right decision in getting these cats this lifelong, meaning like their lifelong commitment. It's like, right, that's what you're not getting about a relationship. Like, I think because whether he is gay, straight, bi, tie, whatever, what he's missing is that fear of like, this is for my life. You get married and then your life ends. It's like, right, well, and I get that having a forever partner is different than rescuing animals, but it is a very big commitment to have an animal that you are responsible for in sickness and in health. If you've got to, and like, look at the joy that these animals are bringing to him. And it's like, yeah, work on this in therapy so that whatever life path you want to take, you realize like, it ain't so bad to just like pick someone and build a life with them. I just am hopeful that like maybe that could happen to him through these cats. Because you can tell he's so happy to have them.
Yeah, but cats are different. Like, Austen's problem, which we're all assuming, is that he doesn't want a life with a person. That's not what he wants.
It's one with Rod.
He wants to live what Shep's fantasy and all these guys' fantasies is like, oh, there's 1,000 women in this city. I'm not getting tied down. If Austen lived in Denver, he probably is married with a couple kids and maybe he's like, well, having tough days, but like cats and what Austen wants out of a relationship or a partner or partners is totally different. Like, he's not having sex with these cats or like making out with the cats, hopefully. But like his problem
that
is
hasn't hit my theory yet.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Next season it might though.
It's totally different. Like, it's completely different.
What I'm saying is if our theory is wrong and it's just the theory that so many people have pointed out that like maybe he does want this but doesn't know how to access it because of the trauma he experienced when he was 7 years old with his family. Like maybe, like having this lifelong responsibility of caring for something besides yourself and dedicating yourself to like having these animals in your life, maybe that could like open his heart up, tend to the fears and pacify them, put them to sleep
maybe.
a little bit.
Cats are 1% of the responsibility of a life partner.
I understand, but don't you remember when he said before he got the cats, he was like, wait, he's like, I'm going to have them forever. And like, this could ruin my life. Like I'm just saying the same pattern of him with the relationship. He was echoing that when he was talking about the cats. And so I just think this is what, it's just a problem of his. Anyway.
If he thinks that cats are bred to be emotional support, you are dumber than you look. Cats are actually, oh my God, cats fall in to exactly what I've been saying about Austen, about how he likes to be beat up and treated like a bag of trash. That's what you get a cat, you get a dog for emotional support. Like some people, cats will emotionally support, but like you don't set out to get a cat for that reason if like you've never had one and you don't know that to be true about
cats
them.
Are just
like,
more independent.
Cats are the ones that, like Mike says, I like cats because if they don't fuck with you, they don't fuck with you. Like whereas dogs would be like, oh, whatever, They were not bred for that. And he used that word. Do what you were put on this earth to do. That's not what a cat was put on this earth to do. A cat was put on this earth to try to figure out how to make his claws do this.
Do you know that joke where the dog is looking up at its owner being like, oh my God, you feed me, you love me, you take care of me, you must be God.
Yep.
And the cat looks up at his owner and says, you feed me, you love me, you take care of me, I must be a God.
Yeah.
Or
great. You must be a desperado. Like you're thinking all these things of me? Pathetic. Like it's all, cats are the best. I don't know if they're for Austen.
I love kitties.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next scene up is when, not Venita, when Salley and Molly go to the Korean hair spa, which if you have not done that, treat yourself.
Skip over Charley coming to hang Craig's picture.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Charley went to hang Craig's picture. The end.
Yeah.
I love them.
I know, I do too. We'll get into them. But I cannot tell everyone enough. I cannot say enough good things about those Korean hair spas. It is.
Yeah, the one thing I will say about this episode is it had two of my lifelong dreams in it.
A Korean hair spa?
Is that I didn't know there was a head rub place.
You didn't?
No, that's news to me.
Oh, Mike.
Pretty much got myself a membership. And then the farm, like the ranch is, dude, send me there now and you'll never see me again unless you show up there. That place, I don't know, she can tell you. When we started dating, I have the compound. I literally have an Excel spreadsheet with all the it costs and the how much acres, where everything's going, the mountain bike trails and the dirt bike trails.
Where am I going?
Loser Lake.
Loser Lake.
She wants jet skis and loud stuff. Great. So and restaurants and shit. Like, go Loser
Can't
Lake.
believe it. Jet skis, fast boats, restaurants. Oh, God.
Too loud.
Losers.
Loser Lake for
I like
you.
to live on the edge.
Yeah.
And then have a nice meal.
Great. And stay in West Hollywood.
So
This is a quiet time.
when they're getting their heads rubbed, it's so nice. You can lay in a bed that's like massaging you. They put the heat on you. That little crown thing just shoots water that's gently massaging your head as it goes back and forth, and then they massage your head. I lapsed into a coma the last time I got it. It was amazing. And you know what else is really cool? They'll put a camera up to your scalp so you can see your follicles, so they can
I don't need to see anything. That's not my business.
No, you want to see it because you see
shit.
how
Give me
clean
a
they
head
get it,
rub.
like the before and after.
I don't want to see the before.
Yeah, it's like a facelift for your
I
scalp.
don't need cameras. I don't need documentation of what my scalp
I'm not
looked
trying to
like.
get a scalp lift. I'm trying to just rub my head.
Okay, well,
That's
it's
all I
great.
need.
Anyway,
It's like one of those things with all the arms that you can put down on your
those
jogging.
are 10 out of
Fucking
10.
Next level.
So when they were there, one, I had no idea that they worked at Republic together, Molly and Salley. Two, I'm so frustrated with Salley and Venita that even when Salley, and I really like Molly, so that's the one component that like has kept me checked into this scene.
Yeah.
But like, I don't even think Molly cares about her friendship with Salley that much. So I don't care that Venita told me this and that's why I said that and she said that. Girl, just get your head massaged and let's get to the next scene. I don't know. I'm at my wit's end I'm at my Whitner's end with the Salley Venita stuff.
I think I'm just glad that I heard Molly and Salley basically both come to the conclusion, and I don't feel like one was influencing the other. I felt like they both came to the conclusion that Venita has been shady to both of them and working angles and just doing weird shit. Because I have started to question Salley, and like I still question Salley. Like I'm so glad that I don't want to throw Salley out. I'm so glad she's here. She's doing the most, and in a way where like not a ton more is going on. So like if she weren't here stirring some shit up and, and being like someone to be like just commenting on the whole vibe that Salley gives, her whole mode of operation. If we didn't have that to kind of focus on and dissect, there's not a lot more besides Austen and Craig fighting to chew on. So I'm happy for it. So I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm done with Salley, but she does get weird. But I was glad to see that both of them clock Venita for being a certain way, because I am constantly looking for other reasons as to why Venita is doing this, or maybe she's really not, or maybe it's something else. We all are trying to do that. And Molly is the most like, even though she is an absolute lunatic, it's in the best way. And I trust her. I trust what she's saying about everyone. And I did have a couple episodes ago that I was like, Molly just seems kind of like womp womp this year. And I voiced it. I said what I said. But now I'm thinking that she's just like, there's not really anyone here that I'm super vibing with, you know? And she's just kind of like the odd man
She is kind of the odd man out, unfortunately, because she's great.
Yeah, I said that when that the sleepover thing is my reaction to that was her being like, I don't belong with these people. You guys are all psychotic.
Yeah.
And I need to go write some songs.
Oh, she has a boyfriend who's a musician.
Aww.
Did you see anything about that?
No.
Okay.
But happy for you, Mal.
I won't be able to play it on here anyways because it's music. But he's great. And I guess he's like just like a homegrown Charleston person who's like really in the music scene there. But I listened to him.
This for her.
Yeah, and he sounded great.
Okay.
He's older.
Good, mature.
Yeah.
So then the next scene, and this is it. We just keep getting these little like slices of these scenes that are kind of, sweet, whatever.
Yeah.
Seeing Madison now in her house, really about to pop. She's talking to Brett. Brett's obviously adorable, but that's, a delightful nothing burger, but a nothing burger nonetheless.
Yeah.
And then we get these slices of Venita unpacking her suitcase, which I now am fully on the thought pattern that Venita is a slopopotamus.
Yeah.
The fact that she dumped out a bag and there was a half-drunk bottle of orange juice in it, that's a health code violation where I come from. Like, also, when you get home from a trip, unpack. Don't let food sit in your bag.
Orange juice, especially. The car that my mom got me when I was 16 was a cherry red Toyota Celica with the lights that flipped up. What ruined that car was somebody left a thing of orange juice in the back seat and it spilled. It never came out. For the remainder of that car's life, it didn't matter how much detail work I got, like shampoo, everything, whatever. Sour orange juice lived in that car forever. So whenever I see, when she's like, oh, is that orange juice? I'm like, oh my God. Like I really have like a visceral reaction to it because it will really f your shit up.
I get
It's
it.
bad news.
We then see Robert Downey Jr. help Molly packing. And then we've got Salley still hating her chickens. And then we finally get to
Salley hating her chickens. I posted a thing on social media, which was just like some of your comments that I just thought were so good. And someone took Truth for Pieces comment literally when she was like, I think Peta's going to have something to say. I think she really needs to get some PR, like crisis people involved, And we were like, no, we're just kidding. We think they went to a good home and, yada, yada. Because Truth went on to say like, oh, those chickens are definitely nuggets now and whatever. Well, I saw Rod on another interview and he said something like, this is what it was. It wasn't Truth that said the thing about PETA. She was talking about it being like a real PR crisis. Rod said, I won't be surprised if PETA comes for Salley after what I think happened to those chickens. And I don't know what it was. And he could have been joking. He didn't seem like he was joking, but like that is like he could be dry humor, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you saw how she was keeping them in that
Tupperware
that's like on the floor and she has those two dogs. I was in elementary school. I wasn't an adult. So like, please don't hold this against me, but I had a parakeet and I had a closet, a walk-in closet, and my parakeet was on the floor in the cage. And I also had two poodles. And that day I saw my poodle and it had a feather on its mouth. And I didn't go in to see what had happened. My mom clocked it. My mom was already dealing with what had happened, trying to figure it out. And then she said, it's nature. These things happen. They don't, puppy didn't mean anything by it, but puppy got into the cage and puppy
Had a snack. Had some nuggets.
Had a nugget. Yeah. So when I saw those dogs leaping into the thing and saw, like, even though they're those little short-legged dogs, that thing is also a short box container. I don't know if that's what happened, but that scene paired with right after that, seeing Rod's comments, I was like, oh God, one of those dogs got those little chicks. I pray it's not true.
I hope so, but I mean, I hope that's not true too.
Did you hear they're serving at the Olympics? They're serving straight up McDonald's chicken nuggets with creme fraiche and caviar. Like McDonald's did a deal with like a caviar, either a caviar company or like a high-end foods company. And that's a thing you can get at the Olympics if you're in Italy right now. Get you some chicken nuggets with caviar.
I'm never mixing caviar with McDonald's. I'm just not. If I'm eating caviar, which I don't even know if I am, but if I am, I'm not eating it at McDonald's. Fish eggs from McDonald's?
I know people love caviar.
No, the caviar is like a nice caviar, but it's like a promotion. They do this all the time. They do it at the U.S. Open of tennis in New York. They always come up with some wacky, like, oh, this year we're serving this meal that you can buy at the concession stand.
I guess it's like an Instagrammable thing. Like, oh, I got the nugget caviar.
I don't want either. When I ate fish and meat and stuff like that, I had caviar. It ain't for me. And then I saw how they get it out of the fish, and I was like, yeah, that was really not for me. So then now we're starting to get more into the meat and the potatoes of the episode, where we see Shep and Craig show up at Windemere's house. Craig brings this cute little harvested honey. Shep is asking about a tree that looks beautiful. And then obviously they're getting ready to get in the car to drive out.
Yeah.
Whitner says to Craig, will you be able to get along with Austen this weekend? And Craig's like, yeah, as long as he doesn't poke and come for me.
Yeah.
Totally fair. To which Whitner did say, like, that does seem like a logical thing. Let's see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Which we will see how it plays out. And then we get to the girls carpooling.
Wait, what did Shep say?
I don't remember what Shep said.
Shep said it takes two to tango.
Oh, yeah, totally. I'm just saying, I was, yes, sorry. I was, yeah. Then we get into the girls carpooling. Molly, Charley, and Salley are in a car. The other car is Venita, Rod, and Austen. And I feel like the only way to talk about this, because they were going back and forth, is to like just pick a car and go with it.
Yeah.
Pun intended. Let's hit the road. So in Austen's car, he drops the non-bomb that he broke up with Audrey. They seemed surprised. I don't know why they seemed surprised. To me, this was like the most obvious thing that was written in the stars, that they were going to break up. No? Yes?
Yeah, nobody's shocked that they broke up. I think that they were surprised that it happened off camera or secretly and nobody knew about it before, and Austen didn't kiki about it for 16 weeks before he actually did it, and that they were in a car ride and he was just saying, oh yeah, no, it's done. I think that was the faux shock that they both had on their face was, wait, what? What do you mean? We didn't hear about it at all? You didn't cry about it for however many phone calls and scenes and episodes before you did? You just did it? We've all been telling you this in one way or another to do it, and you just did it? I think they were shocked that he did it,
Yeah, I think it's probably been spoken about for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then,
how long have they been together? Probably a year and 6 months.
They've been together for like 18 months, I think, or maybe a little bit.
No, I think it was like a year and a half.
Yeah. And so I think they were probably they probably have just thought that it was going to happen so long ago that by the time that it did happen, it is surprising because it didn't happen so many other times that they thought it easily could. And then
what bummed me out was when we got to the girls' car, Salley, Molly, and Charley. First of all, she was like Salley was gunning for Charley. She keeps just wanting to like knock her down a peg.
It's really ugly. Salley, it's really, really gross. Like, knock it off.
Especially if this is supposed to be like forget about even if this is your girl. Like if you want to come across like a likable person, this ain't the way to do it.
No.
First and foremost. Second,
She's being a Venita. You've literally turned into Venita.
truly. As Sally's one of those people that like the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because she's
Yeah.
she plays this very high school kind of chess with life. And it was so transparent and so gross to see when she was telling Charley, it didn't seem like that's what was said. Like, you're going to fall in love with him and then it's just going to be terrible and whatever. And Charley obviously was surprised by hearing this. And then when Charley calls Austen to be like, that's what you said, right? That's what's going on. That's what was said about Charley. They then find out that Austen broke up with Audrey. And in 2 seconds, she's like a dog with a bone, drops the bone and is like, treats. And it's just like panting over Austen.
Yeah.
And I even took a screenshot of the moment when she was told or when she found that out. And I was like, oh my God, this is a girl who now is lit up like a Christmas tree, doesn't give a shit about her quote unquote friend, because look at how that's not a girl who's bummed about Craig. It's the before and after of how salty she was to this moment. It's just like, you're just so boy crazy. All you want is to just be hooking up with someone.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say she's not boy crazy, but Salley is scene crazy. That's what
Salley is what crazy?
Scene crazy.
Oh.
She's seen. She just needs a scene. She needs a storyline. She needs something. She's tried all this stuff. That wasn't even her finding it out. That was him saying, we'll talk about that later. And Venita saying, I'm trying to get she doesn't even know. She thinks she knows. Like, it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she's trying to chop Charley down. She's trying to chop Craig down that's what she's trying to do. And if I had to put money on it, what Shep probably said was the whole story about Craig not being sure if he wants to have another date with her because he's not 100% sure if he's into her and he doesn't want to lead her on. And Salley took that and was like, oh, to me, that sounds like Craig thinks you're in love with him and I'm going to spin it and shit on Craig. I don't think it was a shit on Charley thing.
I agree with you, Ish. Number one, I do think it was a poke at Charley.
How so?
A swing to Charley, because she feels like an idiot for going after Craig and losing. And now she's like, the same thing's going to happen to you. And so she wants to make her feel like an idiot. So now it's even.
Yeah.
Like you're not looking like the shiny penny and I'm looking like the piece of gum on the bottom of someone's shoe.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I personally believe what Craig was saying is, I'm nervous to like start something up because who knows if I'm ready or if I'm really going to be able to fall for this person. And I wouldn't want to hurt anybody. Like, I just don't know if I'm in that headspace yet. I don't think I don't even think it's personal to Charley. Like, I don't think it's saying, I don't think I like Charley. I think it's more along the lines of like, maybe I'm not ready.
Yeah. Cause that's literally what he said at the dinner about asking, oh, should I go on motor date? Like, that's what he said. Shep,
what I said is what he said?
Is literally what Craig said. So
no, but it wasn't Charley. It's not like, oh, I don't know if I don't like Charley. I don't think he said, I don't know if I don't like her yet.
Yeah.
I don't, that personally.
Okay.
I mean, he literally just got out of having to deal with Salley, who like, you know, I'm sure there's an argument there that maybe he smiled at her for a beat too long here and there, because Salley will clearly take anything and run with it. Like,
her game is so obnoxious to me.
Yeah, it's getting
so
gross.
Loud. It's so she's so uncouth.
There's nothing behind it. There's no real feeling behind it. There's no real, like, I've done my due diligence about this person and I want to invest and go for this person. I want to charge this person because of what I have found out about him. It's like, oh, is he 6'5" and has a dong? Great. Like, I'm in, you know?
It's so funny because she reminds me of this thing that I just was reading on Instagram, like in comments earlier today, where you really want her to get the point and she's the person that needs to get it the most, like with the dating stuff, right? Like, obviously she has a great job, beautiful home, whatever. Maybe good dog mom, whatever her great qualities are. But when her friend said to her, if you want a husband or if you want like this long-term partnership, you have to date differently.
Yeah.
And she was like, that makes no sense. And like, I was watching something on Instagram today where it was just basically talking about like how people talk on social media and how people could just say these awful, hurtful things in the comment section.
Yeah.
And you don't realize there's a real person on the other end that's reading this. Like, we don't have to all be so vile, you know? And everyone, like some people in the comments were like, it's my First Amendment right. It's, you know, if you're too weak to be on social media, don't post stuff on social media. And everyone's like, wow, you've really missed the point. We're not saying you can't have an opinion. We're saying maybe we should just be a little bit more thoughtful about how we're going about this. And it's just so funny because like the person that you know is making these comments, you want to get that point and they're just not. And Salley, I want Salley to get her happily ever after and to have the shit that she's trying to get, which seems like a partner. And someone is going to meet her and love that she's like that chick in Wedding Crashers, Isla Fisher's, is that her name?
I will find you.
Yes, she's totally that character. And someone's gonna be like, she's insane and I can't get enough of it and I want to lick her face.
Stage 4 clinger.
And they're gonna be into it. I just feel like she's gotta do some work there.
Yeah.
So
my biggest issue with the way that she's going about this, on top of the fact that I think it's just a shitty friend to just really, she seems to relish in the idea that Craig was saying whatever she said that he was saying. She also is like she doesn't have any game about this. Like, you were just obsessed with Craig. You just were beelining for him so hard, got chicks for him, were just doing everything you possibly could do to make yourself available to this person, told everyone on the show, like, I am into Craig. Do I want to do this? Yeah. Would I be into that? Yeah.
I have all of his clothes in my closet.
Yeah, I have all the things. And it's taken you, like, I don't know how much time has passed, but like, I feel like it's not that long, like where you just professed your love for him at the pet store, and then he said, oh, I just think that we're just friends, and now he's the worst guy he's the problem, he's the gaslighter of the century, you're so much better, he's gonna ruin you, he's gonna, like, you're my best friend, you see what he's doing, right? Like, what? You were just obsessed with this dude like 5 minutes ago. Like, at least,
the body's not even cold.
Yeah, we always go back. I always go back to this, and Timmy mentioned it too. Of like, if even you have like no like self-respect, you've been in front of a camera for long enough now that you would at least think, you know, that you would have learned like, oh, maybe I kind of approach this differently. And she's newer. I understand she's one of the newer cast. It's not like she's been on there for 10 years and should know these things, but maybe that's where you're right about like things just being about scenes. Like, maybe she doesn't care how she's coming off. She just wants to own the scene. And it's not really about like, I like someone or I don't or whatever. She's just, because if not, like, she has zero self-awareness. She should have played that way
I think she has zero self-awareness. I really do. Because even like, I don't know, the little bit that we got from her last year, she just does not seem like a self-aware person. She seems like a lot of fun. She said Harris nailed her. No, he didn't actually nail her because he's a gold star, a platinum gay, a platinum star gay. He was like, she's that girl that like you'll meet one night out at like a friend's house, and then all of a sudden you go from the friend's house to a dinner, to a club, and you guys are having the best time. You already have inside jokes. You're texting all weekend. Like, yes, let's make more plans. And then you never see them again. She just seems very like a bit manic in that respect and no self-awareness. Yeah. I just want to clock one thing before we get to Itchy Grass, because we're about to pull up. Thank God. In the car with Venita and Rod and him, he said, like, I don't want to tell anyone about this breakup, which is such a bag of BS, because he basically told Salley, like, when he's like, I'll be alone with you. Like, he's such a tease like that, which drives, it's a quality that annoys me. But at any rate, about Craig. So he says that we are now pulling up to Itchy Grass with, the boys' car first. I do love that we meet his parents, because I like Mike, was very excited about his mom. Yeah. They seem super cool. I'm really into them. The fact that they built this place.
No, this property, like, I gotta, like, what do you do with this place? What is this place for?
To live.
Listen, I'm into it. I'm just saying that, like, to have all those different kind of cabin, but like also houses, like they're like mega cabins, like some of them are just full houses oh, I grew up in this house, but I guess there's another main house and whatever. How do you, like, I don't imagine they have a ton of visitors all the time. Like, do they rent this place out?
Oh,
Like,
I would imagine it's like we're going there. We spend the summer at Itchy Grass, and like this family that's got kids that are our kids' age, they come, they stay. I've got my parents here, my brother's coming,
for the
my
summer.
sister-in-law.
It's a long year between, there's the working year and then there's the summers. It
Probably holidays
I'm just
too.
like, no, listen, I hope for all of that. I really do. I am dying to know, like, do they Airbnb this place? I'm dying for them to do that because
I would think no.
They sit on the dock that Austen and Rod sat at every morning and drink coffee and live the best life that you
Okay.
can possibly live on planet Earth.
I'm
And
with
they
you.
Talk,
this ain't my
and they
question.
shoot the
That's
shit.
it's not about, like, yes, all of that. This is a vast property. It's a lot of upkeep. It's a lot of cleaning. It's a lot of landscape.
But when you got a lot of money, you just hire people.
and
to
maybe
keep it
they
up.
do. Maybe they do. So
I think they do. I think that's what he meant when he said, like, because of our familial relationship to Jimmy Buffett, things became more accessible to us than wouldn't have been, and we've made a lot of money.
His family has money. The Jimmy Buffett thing was we were stuffy country club lawyer doctor people. My aunt married Jimmy Buffett and the party started. It took us away from that life. I think that was the Jimmy Buffett reference.
Oh, I thought they
was-
also maybe had done some work there because he was a billionaire, Jimmy Buffett. Isn't that crazy? Like self-made from Margaritaville.
Sang songs for 50 years. He
A
better
lot of
be.
people do, and they're not billionaires. I'm just saying, good businessman.
Margaritaville is a hotel in New York City.
It's I think they've got chains, Natalie. I think there's one in Florida because I think the Jersey Shore crew went there.
Listen, I only know that it even is this is because Jack recently stayed there.
Shaq?
Jack,
Wait, our Jack?
our Jack
Meaning
stayed
Craig's
there.
Jack, meaning our Jack?
Yeah. And what is kind of a bummer about right now is I'm realizing that between this episode and the next one, which is on the same property, clearly they are out of off the grid for a couple episodes, which means we don't have a Jack attack
Yeah, that's
for
sad.
too long in
Bad
between.
planning.
Yeah.
I did think it was really funny when Whitner was like, when him and Shep walked in, and Beth, his mom, said, "Oh my God, you are so tall, Shep." And Whitner's like, "Yeah, it's his whole brand." And it's so true because I do think that these guys like Austen and Shep have gotten away with so much with chicks because they're tall. Like
Yeah.
that's almost their personality on a certain level.
Yeah.
Which I get because I want someone tall, and there aren't a lot of people. I actually looked it up once. The population for me of people that I could date really goes down because I've got that 6 feet and taller thing.
Yeah.
I think it's nothing. It's like 11 to 9% of the male population in the world are taller than 6 feet, which ain't good.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you guys have anything else to say about meeting Big Wit or when they get to Itchy Grass?
I just thought it was funny that when they introduce themselves, like Shep is like Shep Rose. It's like, ask about me. Like our families are we should probably know each other. I'm a Rose.
Shep Rose of the Boykins.
Yeah.
We've got a collie named
Yeah.
after us. I'm 6'4".
Yeah, I just never hear people say their full name when they
Totally.
introduce themselves. So when he did it, I was like, I bet that's you're a family of the land. I come from a family of the land. Like we should talk. We should talk business.
Totally. We should talk land.
Yeah, we should talk about the land. It's one thing that's okay. One other thing about this is I have, and I feel like it was maybe Mandy J also mentioned this too. There's something weird about Whitner that is going on between the girls. They'll be in interviews and someone will say, "Why isn't anyone going for Whitner?" And off the few that I've seen, and it's because it's been multiple interviews that I've seen, the girls will be like they have this face about them that's like they kind of look at each other. They don't really know what to say. Like, I don't know if you've really gotten to know Whitner yet. Like, something is up with Whitner.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but I've noticed this reaction from all of them. And then when he does walk in, and I feel like he's like, "Mother is here." And then when he's given them the rooms later, he's like, "Sister one, and would you like to sleep in sister's bed and sister two?" Like I'm excited to find out
You're laying the groundwork
what
for
the
what
vibe
could be.
is. I'm
what's
telling you
weird
the
about
vibe
him.
that I've heard from the women, and now I'm searching for everything to
Yeah.
figure it out because I can't figure out why in a town where we've talked about the ratio being what it is, how he is not the most eligible bachelor aside from Craig in all of the town. And how it's been, I think he's been not with his fiance for like, I think it's been like 3+ years, maybe. Like, I don't know. Like, how do you let that guy sit single? And he will talk about like, oh, last Valentine's Day they just never showed up. And I'm like, why? Why aren't people showing up for you?
If he's those guys that's just like so nice, has so much to offer, but it's like I've talked about this on the show before. Like to me, when you are hitting on someone and there's a vibe there, it's like that ball bounce. It's just that great electric energy back and forth. And I feel like Whitner just might be one of those guys that, God bless him, because I love him and I don't know this for sure. And I really hope it's not the case. It's just like you throw it and it just slides down him. I don't know if he's got, forget game. Like he might just might not be funny or like have any of these things that are like shiny, grab you, things for a chick. Okay, so now like everyone's starting to show up. Salley did one of my biggest pet peeves when she showed up at the house. She's walking in and getting the tour and she goes, "This is so cute." Girl, that house is palatial, or maybe not the house, but it has multiple homes on this sprawling piece of land. You're on the lake. You've got gardens and just, it's stunning. It's a lot of things. It ain't cute. I hate when people do that. Like you walk up to someone that's just looking like $1 million. Oh, that's such a cute outfit. Like it's not cute. It's literally couture. It's not cute.
This isn't couture. This is a farm in the middle of nowhere with cute little cabins and cute decor and little pillow. Like it was cute.
I didn't find it cute.
When she was in the main house, I would have never called that main house cute.
I would have never called any of that shit cute, aside from maybe the glamping tents.
Yeah,
those
were
are so
cute.
cute. Yeah, but everything else, I'm like, all I'm thinking is, did you build this? Did your family build this? Are you capable of putting wood together and hammering, like, or did you like have a contractor come out and how did you decide to build all these places? How did you decide how many rooms each one got and like what the focus of this one would be, if this one would be specialized for this activity, or like if you like this, you're gonna stay here. Like, I'm thinking like it is so, that place was so like just spread out. And the fact that you have to take a Jeep to different ones, like you can't just like walk over to like, oh, you're in this cabin, like it's a Parent Trap, you know? I know, I love that too. And I would have been happy with those. I would have thought those were dope, but this is like just not something I would have ever
It was
called
magical
cute to the people that own it. I would have been like, this is breathtaking.
Yes.
Like I'm blown away by this.
Yes. Like, and especially even when you walked into like Venita and Madison's cabin, I get that it was a smaller structure, but like this is so beautiful. This is so thoughtfully appointed. I just think to be like, oh, it's cute. It's just like she's not self-aware.
Yeah, I know.
Like if some young chick with her tits out came into my house, not to like, and I'm not trying to shade her, I'm just being funny. Like that I had set out all of this for you. We're cooking, we're doing the dishes, you're staying at my home. We've worked for however long to make sure all of this is set up a certain way and we're inviting you into this. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Put your nose up my tush a little bit. Be a brown noser.
I know,
you know?
Totally. I also, God, I would love it if like, just because we were having this summer house talk about how like you go there and it's 2 days, cameras roll the whole time, blah, blah, blah. Like I felt like this was like a slice of Southern Charm Summer House where like to all be at this place. Like I wish that they would have a winter house, but at a Whitner house.
Wow.
That would be
great. Bravo.
Whitner did explain how that place came about.
Oh, how did it?
Early on. He said, my parents have a farm with multiple cabins that they built expecting me to get married and have a bunch of kids and be there all the time. Like that was the vision of this place for his parents, according to him. And it seems built that way. Like, I got kids. I want those kids to have kids. We grew up here with the horses and the fishing and the jumping in the lake. And
does he have siblings, do we think?
2 sisters.
Oh, that's right.
Sister's room and sister's room.
Yeah, so a cabin for each kid.
Yeah, and their families. Like that's why they built this place.
Yeah.
And nothing was like not cute, not cute, whatever. I can use whatever word you want. But it was there. It was the house wasn't huge. I'm not shitting on it. Like this is my dream come true. But it was just a little farmhouse with a little garden in the front and some little cabins all over the place and a barn with a upstairs room that you could have locked me in for the rest of my life. I don't think cute is so derogatory or so like shitty.
You just called them these little cabins here and there. Like I
I'm
just
so happy for you that you were able to do this. It's
you
so
have
cute.
a cute little cat. Yeah, like I just listen. You didn't take it
just
that
seemed
way,
like
but I was like, that's just not.
It wasn't thoughtful.
No,
that's all. Like I think these people, they're here. They're inviting you into their home. They're letting you run amok till 4 a.m. Be screaming drunk. How you want to blow
for all 20 of you.
Austen.
Yeah,
right. Like you're being rude and talking while they're talking. I just think like. Blow smoke up their butt a little bit. Be like, this is the most beautiful place I've ever seen. Thank you so much for having me. Show up with a gift. I just felt it. To be
even the pool. Like, listen, the pool wasn't this pool, but it just reminded me of pools that you see on like True Beverly Hills type shows, where it was just like that really long, really like palatial, like, and like the landscaping around it, like. It wasn't like this is summer camp at camp, what'd you call it? Hakawaska, whatever. Like this is a full on like adult vacation nation. Like I said, the pool, just the grade of that pool.
And I
was
loved
like, not just like, we threw a little swimming hole back here.
It's an above ground, whatever.
Yeah.
I love that the pool house structure, how they have it like it's just completely open. And then you can, and we're there now where everyone gets to the pool. We're all taking a dip, all that stuff. This is clearly where, Charley talks to Craig. And I do think for Craig, he did handle that well. Like, that situation. It's obviously all a build up to later, but I thought it was an interesting scene, like watching everyone kind of play their part, and Craig didn't blow up. Austen stayed away from Craig. Like I was happy that they didn't just run amok right away. That would have really irritated me.
Yeah. Salley saying, is Austen still with what's her name, with Audrey? And Venita's like not answering it. And then she's like, wait, so are you not answering it, or do you not know? Because you just spent 2 hours with him in the car or whatever. And she's like, I'm not getting involved. My loyalty runs deep. Like it doesn't. Your loyalty doesn't run deep. It runs the way that they're sitting on their lounge chairs or whatever. And like Craig and Charley are just like talking and whatever, just kind of being flirty. And it just, the looks on both of their faces when they're watching these people was just such looks of disdain for like even if you don't like Craig, like Charley's new, she's nothing but lovely.
Yeah.
Like at a certain point, I'm sure people are going to want more from Charley. They're going to want to hear what she really feels about things. And I'm sure she'll have her time that they'll tell her it's your turn to be the villain, but like that ain't this year. And so to watch Venita and Salley, just kind of watch them and just kind of not what it is, like tight eye, like not
side eye,
like side eye, and just like it was just gross. It's just ugly. It's not cute. Like get a life. What
if they were watching Austen that way? Would it be okay? Like
With
they both, whether
Austen?
it's real or not, they both hate Craig. Like Venita hates Craig. She said it. She's like, the only dude that I'm going to be real with or be fake to and that I hate is Craig. And now Salley hates Craig because Craig turned her down. Like these, again, real or not, they're playing the I hate Craig game, right?
Right. It's
so why
ugly.
wouldn't you look at the dude that you hate with all of those
maybe because
emotions
you like
and
the girl.
feelings?
You don't hate Charley.
First of all,
right? But if you
Charley.
hate the dude that she's with, then you're
If
like,
I was just trying to nail that guy a week ago, I would have more dignity in my presentation of myself. I'm here at this beautiful property. I've just found out that this other guy that I kind of like, I think he might be single. I don't know. And just the the honing in focus of like it's just Salley and I could just not be more different. And you know what? Not everyone should be like me. I've said it a million times. I am all ego. I'm all like, I don't want, you're not going to, you're not getting one up on me. You're not going to bust me up. You're not going to like crack me in front of a group of people. Certainly not on broadcast television, you know, like I'm never going to like give into that. So to watch her do all of that is just like, find some strength in yourself, like grow up, like have some dignity, have some like just some class, some self-respect on like what you're presenting, because you looking over here with another girl who also doesn't like the number one guy in the group for whatever reason, whether it's warranted or not. It just you're not looking like no one's going, oh, I really think Sally's doing a great job here. Like no one's aspiring to be. I don't know. Just grow up, control yourself.
You know, the other thing that annoyed me when they were having this conversation is when Venita goes, "We don't have a problem. Craig's the problem." And the reason I call BS on that is because you do have a problem. You went and got her in trouble. Venita, you got her in trouble with Molly. That's also because you told something of Molly's private business. That was Molly's private business to Salley.
Yeah.
Then Salley started using that for fodder, which is messed up. And I just think that can't be the only, like, yeah, they could absolutely be finding solace in one another because they have a shared enemy. That's totally true. I'm fine with that. But that to pin it all on that is ridiculous. Like, you guys also have problems because of how you've behaved with the Molly situation. And I just think that's oversimplifying it. And it's why I'm over their tete-a-tete that they're having, because I don't care. I think you're both messy.
Yeah, you're both messy. I've said it before, like you guys are not like, I don't think that those two should be friends. I think that they have nothing in common whatsoever. You're only going to be arguing. You're only going to be pointing the fingers at each other. You're going to bring the worst out in each other. It's, Venita really has no other story going on. The only other story that Salley has going on is that she's literally been counting down for Austen to become single from a girl he's been with for 18 months. And it's like she just doesn't seem to have any qualms with how this looks either.
And she's playing it so badly because, like, maybe sidle up to him and become his friend before you try to, like, jump on his junk.
Yeah.
And I feel like Salley doesn't realize she's creating drama where she could actually be creating a love story.
Exactly.
Like when her and Craig start talking about how Craig's like, listen, I didn't say that. In the future, just, the way to get around this, just come to me and I'll tell you if I said it or not. Now listen, Craig might be lying in the future when Salley comes up to her. Whether that's true or not, Salley, take that out and let it go and start a good, fun storyline for yourself where you could be falling for Austen and Austen could be falling for you. I just don't understand why you feel the need. It's not like you guys slept together, like why you feel the need to really stick it to him when clearly you're really into Austen. So go be with him. Stop doing this. It's so stupid.
Like on top of the fact that she was just into him a week ago, the last time when they were at those first couple episodes, when they were at that costume party and Craig and Austen had that big fight in the beginning, Salley was playing, and I think I called her this, Captain Save-A-Ho with Craig, was sitting there being like, that's not fair to you. You deserve more than that. And then now she's saying that he's the problem. He's the this, he's the that, he's the worst. Oh my God. And I need to, like, you were just seeing, you've known who Craig is from the jump. You only accepted him when you thought that you could get in his pants. It's like, everything else, like nothing else mattered, right? Like nothing else mattered. Craig is not a new man today. Craig has been Craig be Craigin for however long.
Craig is a business opportunity now. We've talked about this. Like Salley didn't want Craig. Salley wanted to be Craig's girlfriend for however many seasons it took to get her on a podcast and her clothing line and her bikini, whatever the hell she thought she would get out of it. So that, in Sally's mind, Craig was a business opportunity.
That didn't want to partner up.
Right. That's frustrating and sucks. And now she's pissed about it. And going back to what everybody else feels about Craig, most people. The reason people have a problem with Craig, and you can fight this or not, say it's not true, but like no one trusts him because his storyline for 11 seasons has been he's a liar. He lies about stuff all the time, right? That's his story. Right?
Yeah.
So the people who don't like Craig don't trust Craig. They think he's a liar. So for Craig to be like, yo, I don't care what everyone else says. You just come to me.
Yeah.
The liar? The liar. Come to the liar for the truth? Like everyone knows you're a liar.
But if Sally's so hell-bent on feeling that way, which she totally can, then just do it. Like in this next scene where she's talking to Charley and says, he says he didn't say it. And then she doesn't even let the sentence breathe for a second. She's like, but I know he did. First of all, you weren't there. Second of all, Craig comes around the corner and says, keep talking about me. And she's like, we're not. You were. So just say, I am, because I think you're full of shit. I don't like you.
She has no dignity. Nothing. No dignity. Like you're on, you were just had something last week about like, he's saying this on film. She's saying it on film. There, you're going to see how this played out. They were talking about him. She's making it her mission to get everyone, just like Venita was, to hate this guy. And it's like, you were just trying to marry him 5 minutes ago. Like, does your
but you think
entire
that's real? You think that's
means
real? You think her trying to marry Craig and get with Craig is real?
Are we going on this like this is all fake or it's real? Because like I think that's what's having a problem.
That has nothing to do.
It does.
In this specific moment,
in the whole thing.
No, in this moment of Salley pursuing Craig this year, that's not the same as like producers being like, okay, here's what we're gonna do this day. That's her being like, you know what, I'm good. I'm gonna go for Craig because look what happened to Paige. Look what happened to Craig. I'm gonna get that. So
that makes no difference in her dignity of word. Like it makes no difference
totally
in like
does. If you're going after someone only to better your not
tell
for
us
love.
Tell us that in the confessional.
Oh my.
Because right now you're not doing yourself any favors by like if you're going for him for business purposes, but you're
why would you say that? Why would you say that on a TV show? That makes no sense.
Then what also doesn't make sense is that you were just trying to nail him 5 minutes ago, and now he's the worst guy on earth. You were just talking about him, and now you're not. You're not. You're so vain. It's not all about you. Like either like, how does that work? Like that's not great for. Like, do you want us to trust you as a?
She doesn't give a fuck if you trust her. Clearly she doesn't.
So none of
but
this. But
she's not going to go in her confessional and be like, all of my shit is a lie.
I don't think that she should. But I didn't even like Craig, and now I she'll blow her whole wad. She still has to this facade she has to keep up. She still has to produce the show or be produced. She is much more of a respectable person than Craig is. I guess I don't know which liar is like less of a like. Who do we hate liars? Do we not like? Is she a liar? Is she not?
It's to me, and I oversimplify things, so maybe I'm totally wrong here. It's like Craig's the quarterback of the football team. It's like, people, I don't know. I know nothing about football, but I feel like a lot of people had a lot of feelings about Tom Brady and like, oh, they cheat, the balls, the air in them, all this stuff, whatever. And it's like, but a lot of women were just like, but he's so cute and he wins everything. So is that so bad? And I feel like and then that would really infuriate people. And I think that maybe there's like a little bit of that going on here with Craig, where it's like, but he just tripped into his success and he lies about everything. And it's like, well, he's still there and he's really cute and he's got great hair. And I'm not saying that this is how we should all be living our lives and this is what we should be aspiring to. I'm just saying if he's the the Tom Brady of this football team, right? Like he's the captain, he's the quarterback, he's the big head honcho on campus. Of course, Sally's going to have a crush on him and want to go after him because she's a big game hunter. Sally's not looking for some like Whitner type that comes from a great family. And I'm not saying that Craig doesn't. I'm just saying Whitner seemingly has really great selling points. So I do actually think that she genuinely wanted to go after Craig for everything you're saying. And also like, yeah, of course. It's like, everybody knows if you're dating a certain person, it's going to give you clout, help you. Maybe like he's rich, he could help fund your business. He's got all these things going on for you. Like, yeah, a person's going to put that into their mental beep, bop, boop. Oh, maybe this is someone I would want to be with. And I think that Salley did that and was like, and he is really cute and we've had some laughs and let's go for it. I don't think she was just doing it for a storyline personally. And I think her ego got bruised because, like she's said many a time in her confessionals, I always win. I always get what I want. Guys always fall for the shtick. Oh, so sorry I tripped and your dong fell in my mouth. She just plays up that character so much and it's always worked for her and it hasn't. And I think she's pissed and her ego's bruised.
Yeah. And
instead of just letting it go or saying to him, like, listen, you really burned me and I don't appreciate it, but like, whatever, I'm going to let bygones be bygones. All's fair in love, war, and reality TV. And now I'm going to go after Austen because I actually think maybe we could be a good fit. Like, I just think she's playing it wrong.
No,
I do.
You really simplified it. It's exactly it. She's playing it wrong. And maybe I should be grateful because she is bringing this drama and we're having this conversation about it and it's eating up 30 minutes probably of time and whatever. And that's probably the point of this whole thing. But sometimes I do just get into like looking at these people as real people and just thinking like, you blew this so hard and you just look so pathetic and pick me and jealous. Molly calls her in the car a jealous psycho. Do we trust Molly?
Implicitly.
Do you trust Molly?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like maybe she's a jealous psycho.
So the next scene is when Rod and I really feel like Mike and I could really sitting on the dock of Itchy Grass Farm Bay. I could sit out there on those Adirondack chairs for the rest of my life. That was so stunning. But him and Austen go out there, Rod and Austen, and they're talking about, obviously, Austen's sad that he had to break up with Audrey. That's what kind of like made me have the eye twitch. It's like, it only has to happen because of the way you're running your life. Like how we say, listen, well, now that you've entered in the conspiracy theories entered the chat, one of three things are happening.
Start making you look at things real funky.
Well, now that he's sitting out there with Rod, they should have just been holding hands and both of them having like, a lovely drink with a umbrella in it.
Yeah.
Listen, one of three things. He's either gay, and then yes, it did have to happen, but that's just because you're not out. 2, you are living a life where you are trying to be in these relationships, forcing yourself to be in these relationships when really you just want to be this Hemingway-esque bachelor of like, living like Shep.
Yeah. And I'm totally still open to that. I'm just trying to make sense of him. And I'm putting a lot of things in a bucket that I'm like, that would go in that bucket. That would go in that bucket,
I almost feel like it's a cross between that and then also the trauma that he experienced when he was younger.
Yeah.
And in one of our comments that I'll read later, someone brought this up and they were talking about it with 2 different people were talking about it. And I thought they had a good conversation. And either way, it didn't have to happen. Like it had to happen because you're making poor decisions.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, I had to just put on that weight. And it's like, because you've been literally eating a wedding cake for dinner every night. That's why that had to, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
You're making a poor nutrition choice. It's not like, oh my God, doctors had to remove my thyroid. Yes. Then that's inevitable that it had to happen. But you are just making crappy decisions with women. And to just to categorize it as like, I'm so sad, but it was inevitable. It wasn't inevitable. Your shitty behavior made it inevitable.
What, the breakup?
Yeah.
Should he be?
Like you shouldn't have dated her with the intention of like, if you just want to be a guy like Shep, who's out there on the open road with the wind in his hair, and I don't want to be in a serious relationship. Like if this works for you, that like, you want to come up here, spend a few days with me, and then we, and we can talk when we talk, but I'll hook up with who I want to hook up with. And, maybe once in a blue, I'll come see you. And if a vacation's in the future, great. But like, it's nothing serious.
Yeah.
This is not going to end in marriage. And we can just really be companions like that. If that works for you, they would still be together.
Yeah.
Trust.
Well, this is like, again, just another, the way that I'm looking at this relationship now is like, I'm not sure how physical their relationship maybe ever was. I think it was more of a companionship. And even before this dawned on me, I was looking at them before and I was comparing him to there's like guys that are like, they just take up all your time. Why I said that she might not know that he wasn't looking for something serious is because the way that he would go about his communication with her was very like intimate in ways that's like, he's just venting to her. Like, I feel like he got together with her because Craig had a girlfriend or Craig was him, like they weren't really that good of friends anymore. And he like needed something to like fill his time.
A beard.
Yeah. Yeah. And like to call and be like, oh, Craig did this and oh, Shep did this and oh, the network, like whatever's going on with the show, like all the things. I feel like Audrey may not have realized that he wasn't serious about her because in comparison to other men, I feel like Austen dumped a lot of his interpersonal, emotional, all the baggage on her. It's almost like he needed a buddy and a therapist and a warm place to lay, a warm bosom to lay his head and like suck his thumb. You know?
I've said this all season. He just wanted a warm body to cushion the blow of life.
Of life.
I've said that all season about his relationship with Audrey.
So that's why, that's the vibe I get from that relationship. And that's why I'm not ready to say that Audrey there was probably signs that she avoided, but I don't think that they were signs about how serious Austen was about her. Like I would think most women, I think would in comparison to how most men act, and they're not really that verbal, or they're not telling you everything, or they're leaving their emotions elsewhere, or like they're just holding back. I feel like the amount of shit that he probably entrusted her with would make me believe, if I'm her, I would be like, no, he's really relies on me and we're very close. But like we tell each other everything, you know?
Listen, it's wild. What you're saying is accurate. I think so many dudes, at least in straight relationships, I think so many dudes do this. But when it's real and the guy really wants you, that's not what happens. Mike tells you how he feels about you and he physically shows up.
Yeah, but if he tells you a bunch of problems he's having, you're going to be like, he's got all these problems.
No.
I guess I understand why things are getting pushed out.
But that is like a manipulation.
Yeah.
And I think that it's why I always use that scene from Sense and Sensibility where the sister goes to the other sister and she's like, but he was in love with you. He said he was in love with you. And she goes, no, and that's why, like, basically I'm so stupid because he never said it. And the sister's like, no, it was every day implied and it was never declared, and that makes him an asshole.
Right.
And that's what I think Austen does with these women. Like, but I'm here and I'm telling you all these deep, dark things. Like, I'm using you as a therapist. And it's like, no, what you should be doing with me is saying, I love you. I want to build a life with you. Let's go do X, Y, and Z. Let's plan this vacation. I'm going to come to you more because you've asked me to come to you more. Yeah. And again, projection disclaimer. We never saw Audrey say, we did hear her say, I wish you would come to me more.
Yeah.
And I really, listen, I will die on this hill. I really think that Audrey thought that this was going to be a relationship that had a future to it.
No,
and I think that's why she spent so long with him.
I totally agree with you. I think that what I am trying to say is that the way that you initially like spoke about this, the way that I took it was that it was like, oh, there's all these signs that like, you know, we as women just kind of bob around and go, oh no, we can fix him, we can change him, or no, he's going to move here at some, or when we're talking about it, I think there's a very like basic way that normally happens where it's like guys can give you all these signs. It's like, girl, pick up on the flags. Like there's a clear flag here. But they weren't the normal flags of the basic bitch flags that women don't. This was an elevated situation.
Yes.
And that's all I was trying to say was that she's not your basic, like, no, he didn't mean that. He really didn't mean that. He actually said he really likes it here. Like that's a certain kind of like thing.
And that's not how I was saying
That's all of us in our 20s, you know?
Yes. And by the way, that's not how I meant it to come off, if that's how it came off. What I meant is like, no, he's like a ninja at this.
Yeah.
He's so good at making you think like you're in my world and I'm calling you and we're, you know, and I'm divulging these secrets to you and blah, blah, blah. But he has no plans of ever making an honest woman out of you. And I don't mean that in like the traditional sense. I'm just
and I'm sure he told her that he did. Like, Pookie, I can't wait till can't you just live here? Can't you just move here right now? Like, no, I can't move there tonight, but would you like to talk about us?
See, and I don't think he ever did that.
No. I don't think that he ever said, talked about it in a real thing. I think that he talked about it in ways that like, God, it'd just be so great if you were here. Anyway, and then just move on. So it was never a real conversation, but it was like laying in those just like little baits that it's like.
Are you guys talking about Austen and Audrey or
Yes.
Craig and Paige?
Go on.
I'm just curious because it sounds very familiar.
Yeah,
It doesn't?
totally.
Okay.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go down. Like every time we talk about Austen, why you want to talk about Craig? Like we can
They're
talk about Craig, but
intertwined.
like,
Everyone's talking about they're not one without the other. So like how if that's the case, how could we talk about one without the other?
totally. So do you want to talk about now Craig and Paige's relationship?
No, dude, carry on. I'm sorry I brought it down.
No, please, Mike.
I mean, I live for Paige. I love her so much, but in that situation, Paige is the Austen, because Paige was the one that didn't want to necessarily commit, and Craig did.
Yeah.
Am I understanding you wrong?
Wasn't Craig always telling Chicken to move to like they were always telling each other, "Oh, you're going to move to you're going to move to Charleston." Well, you should move to Charleston.
I don't think Austen said. Natalie said that. I don't think Austen said to Audrey, "I wish you would move down here." I think he would do annoying things like she would drive there for 4 hours or however long it took her to schlep her stuff up there, and like the night before she's leaving, and all she wants is like some sign of like what the next step is,
Yeah.
and he's just like, "God, it would be so great if you could stay an extra day," and she's like, I've planned everything around this trip and I would stay, but I have my hair color appointment tomorrow and I can't miss it because this girl books 3 months out and I don't want the next time to be like painting the gray hair while I'm on TV because we're going to be filming then. Like, I think sometimes straight dudes don't realize how much planning goes into being a woman. And it's like, we have windows of times for things. And so at any rate, we're really digressing. My point is, I think that Austen was one of those guys who showed up and would make you feel like this was going somewhere or you're special or you're the center of my universe. And really, but he never said any of those things. He never was like, you're the most significant person in my life. I can't wait to have a future with you. I don't think he was ever saying any of that stuff, but he was doing enough that it made her get in the car and drive those 3 hours or however long it was. The other thing that annoyed me about this scene was, and I love Rod, when he said, "I'm proud of you," like, "I'm proud of you that you did that," I was like, yes, and there's another portion to what you need to say to him right now if you want to be a good friend. I'm so proud you ended it, and I really hope you take this time to look at why you have this pattern, because this isn't the first time you've had a really amazing chick, and it's just you've just been paralyzed with this fear of forever. So maybe you don't want forever, or maybe you want forever with me and Tyler, or maybe, you know what I mean? Or like, or maybe you still are grappling with your childhood trauma, which is very real. And like, I just, as a friend, I want you to like look at that. So we're not having the same conversation this time next year.
Yeah. He also says something, again, total jokey joke, but he says like when they go into their cabin, he's like, "Also, I'll probably just share a bed."
That's right. He did say that.
Bam, 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 bam. Like, just, it could, jokey joke, I'm sure. But like, damn, does it not all add up and go into this category if you wanted it to? You know, it's a bias.
Because he's had so many failed relationships by his
with
hand.
all the most perfect women ever.
Yes.
The most coolest, laid back, chill, all the things.
Yep.
Like,
and
make it work with any of them.
It's his fault.
Yeah.
That like, I think we're now trying to just like dig a little deeper to be like, okay, 1 time, sure. 2 times, okay. 3 times. Why is this happening time and time again?
Yeah.
This is strange.
And then go back and see all the girls that he dated that Shep was first dating. It's almost like Shep has to tell you which girls a straight guy goes for. Like, this is like, it's like it was a map for him or something. Like, and then when you break up with your girlfriend, the first person you call is your ex-girlfriend to tell her. I get that him and Madison are friends, but that's weird. That's weird.
Listen, I'm not there yet, but I love your conspiracy theory because I love you. But I'm not there yet.
A lot of little.
You don't think it's weird that he called Madison the first person he called is Madison?
No, I'm saying like I don't know if that's a direct line to him being gay. That's what I'm saying. Not saying that I don't know that.
treating another girl like your best friend, even though she was your girlfriend.
Maybe
it's
he's
like,
still in love with her. That's the only thing I could think of.
I know I did it because before this dawned on me, my first note on that was like, I can't believe he calls Madison. You know that she's like, well, I'm real sorry about that. And he's probably thinking that she's going to go, oh, well, let me just pack some things and you can raise my husband's child and we'll have the life of our dreams. Just you and me, babe. It's like, that's what he was like wanting her to say, but then also wasn't wanting her to say, which is why he knows he can hold on to this thing because she's never going to say that. So it's safe.
I will say I have a theory about, or like a theory light about Austen and how he responds and interacts with the dudes in this group, but it's not fully baked yet. So maybe I'll whip it out, next episode if I start getting crumbs to it as to what it is. Cause there's something in defense of Austen that I'm thinking, but I need a little bit more evidence. The last scene in this episode I love that, wasn't Shep saying above like the horse stalls or something?
It's in probably a caretaker's room in the barn.
I just loved that. It was a very Hemingway choice of him or Whitner, whoever gave it to him. But Craig walks up there, and for just like the beginning of that conversation where this is again, even if Craig is the biggest a-hole this side of the Mississippi, when he says things like, I love the escapism of this place. And just like, I'm looking around thinking with the right person, this would just be heaven. And I'm like, that's right. Because that's all I want. I just want to be like with the right person at Itchy Grass.
Yeah.
Forever. It just seems idyllic.
Yeah.
Anyway. But then they start going into, this is where I think Mike thinks Shep is just shipping it, phoning it in. But with what he said to Craig, but I do think
What
like
did he
they've said
say?
it all.
He said nothing to Craig. He literally said, Craig goes to see Shep. He asked about the thing that he told Salley. Nothing comes of it. Shep said he didn't say she's in love, which is true. The easiest way to get out of dealing with Craig and whatever's going to happen is to say, oh, I never said that you were in love. Everyone knows you're the best and you're the best boyfriend and you're so cordial and all the bullshit flowering that he gave him. But he never said what he did say, which was, no, what I said was at the bar, remember when you were like, oh, or wherever they were, the birthday dinner, when you were just curious of like how many dates you should go on because you didn't want to lead her on and this and that. That's probably what Shep said. Should he have said it? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But that's probably what he said. And Salley took that to be like, oh, beep, boop, bop, let me rephrase that into, oh, I think what he really meant was Sally's going to fall, or Charlie's going to fall so in love with him that he doesn't want to lead her on, because that's probably how she feels about Craig and the whole hot tub summer and the whole deal. So like Shep knows how to get out of it. He's a master at getting out of Craig's way now because he doesn't want to deal with it. He's over it. One of you said it earlier that he's just like, he's not gonna get into it with Craig anymore. He knows that there's no good outcome. It's not gonna happen. I think Shep is like, okay, buddy, whatever you got to hear. Yeah, no, we know that you're the best boyfriend ever.
I think Shep 100% wants to stay out of the drama this season because his whole last season was dramatic. I do think that, whether it's with Craig or whomever else is having, getting into it. I think if I were in Shep's shoes, I would have been like, of course I didn't say that because that's not what you said. What I did say is that, whatever, I 100% would have said that. But I do think when Shep said, we all know that you're not that dude, you could hate Craig to pieces, right? With every fiber of your being. But they've all been in their confessionals and said, like, Craig isn't that. He's not this Rico Suave machismo trying to like take women down. Like he's talking to a woman forever and then still maybe not even making the move to kiss her. Like even Austen said that about Craig. So I didn't think that, I get what you're saying. And I think there's truth to it that like he doesn't want to get into the muck and mire of it all, specifically with Craig. But I also think what he said wasn't BS. I don't think he was saying something that wasn't true about Craig. Craig is not that dude. You could hate him for being making things up. You could hate him for being a manipulator, you know what I mean? Like all the things that you've said, but he is not that guy. He's not a Lothario.
If anybody like, and this is, I don't even want to say this because it's gonna be 20 minutes of more bullshit. But like, if Craig is that guy, right? Like we all think, okay, maybe Craig's a liar and a manipulator. If you don't think that, then you think Craig is the bee's knees. He's so sweet. He's so handsome. He's got a great job. He's got this house. All he wants is a commitment and to be with one woman, right? And not lead anybody on. And he's not a Rico Suave. He's so polite and genuine with ladies, right?
No, I think both things are true.
Fine.
Okay.
Why? He's 36, almost 37 years old, in a place where having that life is pretty easy. How come he doesn't have it?
He's still in love with his ex-girlfriend.
Right, but why did she leave him? Why did Naomi leave him? Why did the couple girls in between be like, Why did Natalie Buffet be like, yo, dude, this is just chill. I'm just having fun. How come nobody's locked him down if he's so perfect as a boyfriend? Set aside all the other things. If he is like the only thing, like the people who are like, no, Craig, like forget about all the like, oh, Craig was a liar 10 years ago. He's totally changed. Fine. I'll give you that for this argument. Why then has he not nailed down this person?
Because I think you're talking about two different things. For me, at least you are. I'm not saying Craig is the most perfect boyfriend ever. I'm saying Craig wants to be in a relationship. He doesn't want to be sleeping with a bunch of different girls. Hold on, let me finish this thought. And once he gets into the relationship, he might be argumentative. He might be stubborn. He might not be as supportive as he should be, but he's not a Lothario. That's what I'm saying. So so when Shep sits there and he's like, everybody knows you just want to fall in love and be with someone. That could be true. And then also when you get into a relationship, you might have real stuff to work on. And that's why your relationships haven't worked out. I think two truths here.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a lot of 40-year-old women out there who have not landed their husband. Exhibit A. I think that you're giving it a bad rap that like, why hasn't he been able to do it by now? Like maybe he's been overshooting his game. Like all of these women have been extraordinary women.
And
like,
Naomi did come back to him for the record.
Yeah, she did.
To hook up, not to be with him.
No, I feel like
she did. She did. You don't remember that?
No, so it's really hard to meet someone. Okay, you could be a really good person, and sometimes it just is tough. But I really, in all seriousness, I do think both of those things could be true. I think he could be someone who desperately wants to be in a relationship.
Yeah, their arguments are those are two different arguments.
Yeah. Do you not, in all seriousness, Mike, I'm not baiting you. Do you not see what I'm saying and agree with that at all?
Of course, these two things can be true. But the debate with Craig is either you think he's a piece of shit and a liar and manipulative, and why isn't anyone getting this, right? You're either on that side of the fence or you're on but he's so cute and he has a great job and he has this house and he just wants to be with a woman. And these are all amazing qualities, right?
That's never been the debate I've been having.
I'm not talking about you specifically.
Okay, I thought you were.
But like, why if Craig is this catch of all catches, why hasn't anyone caught him yet? Why hasn't he caught anyone else? And you're saying he's with these extraordinary women. Well, extraordinary women want extraordinary men.
I don't know how to. I am a woman who has no stake in this because I am engaged. I am talking about a dude on television and the character that he is or that he plays or whatever it is. I think it's a great character to want to shoot your shot at if you are a woman about town who is in his atmosphere. And like, I have a good time talking about a guy who I think does really well at being a TV personality and a public personality. Like, I very much enjoy his graciousness, his manners, his bringing the honey, he's bringing the wine, he's got the place. Like, I don't know who Craig Conover is in real life. I have been having a really nice time schmoozing, like just kind of like
the fantasy
of it all.
And it's very easy to get lost in that fantasy when you've got Austen
the
being
other
like,
two dum-dums.
like he's dated all these great people and he's like, well, it had to end. And it's like, no, it didn't. And then all of a sudden Craig's in Shep's room being like, God, with the right person, wouldn't this be amazing? He's the only person in the episode that at least they showed us, and maybe that's editing. But like, it's not even like Austen woke up being like, he said, I wish, or no, he's like, I miss Audrey, but he wasn't like, God, I'm here and I'm wishing like, maybe I made a mistake. This is what I should be doing with Audrey. Like, at least we've got someone thinking about a relationship. And I'm not saying when he gets in it, he's perfect. He could be so tough to be with. I'm
sure he gets annoying. His voice annoys me sometimes. Like, I was annoyed that like Charley seems so what's it called? Just like mature, and she's like telling Craig about the thing that she was told, but like it really makes it's water off her back.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't really care. And he's like, I just hate it when people, you know, get in my business, and I'm just like I told you, every episode now, for the audience and for you, I'm going to find the thing that was a boner killer for me. And in this week's instance was that he is now talking to, like, when Charley brings that, if I'm Craig and Charley brings that to me, I'm going, she said that? Okay. Anyway, and I'm going to move on. And then if she wants to bring it again, I'm going to be like, don't worry about it. I'm going to handle it. Don't worry about it. Like, because that's what like the guy that does. I like is going to do is just like, I'm going to tell you what happened. And then like, I'm going to know, like, it's going to be taken care of. It is meaningful to him. It is slander on his name. He's going to deal with it in his own time. I don't want to hear about it. You know, I want to just be the little baby that gets taken care of, you know? And I wish that he would have done that. So I'm sure there's a dozen of those things that would be so annoying to deal with Craig with. We've talked about how we probably called Paige chicken. What do you think? This fabric or this fabric? I don't know. That's all dog shit. I would. You're not bringing any of that into my condo, you know, or my apartment, whatever.
I'm just going to say this really quickly. I think where I sometimes get bummed or frustrated, Mike, is just that like I am like kind of in the middle of you two. And I did say, like, I do think he's got issues in relationships. I think he could probably
said
really
all that
minimize.
Too, so I'm more in the middle than anyone thinks. I just don't mind falling all over a cutie pie on the screen. Like it's really as simple. It's not that serious. It's very simple of like just a dude on television.
Yeah, I feel like maybe sometimes when I'm saying like, oh, I don't like this about Craig, I'm not getting any credit for it, or you're not saying like, right, yeah, see, that's also what I think. I just disagree here. I feel like it feels like it's got to be one color, and I don't think anything is. I think it's like, no, I can see what you're saying here. I just disagree there, and I want you to hear me. I want this to be a dialogue. So I think that's the only place where I get bummed. Kristen Hall said, am I the only one who thought it was insane for Craig to yell at Austen that he hasn't done anything for 5 years when they had just opened a restaurant together? And then Miss Chevy said, no, you are not. People see the true Craig. And then Molly said, totally, that was really uncalled for. And then Pat Clark said, I didn't know about the restaurant. And then Ann Team said, no, Craig was frustrated. I screamed when enough is enough as well. Austen was talking about Craig in a group gathering instead of telling Craig how he was feeling. Austen was telling everyone else, I would be screaming too. Then Rita Smith said, I was so thrilled that Craig told the truth about Austen. He has bullied Craig enough. And it's so funny because I did not know this was my first comment, but I feel like that comment section, the reason I read all of it and screen grabbed all of it is because it's such a fiery debate between everybody. Like, even in the comments section, half of the people were like, no, I get why Craig's doing this. And the other half is like, Craig's a monster for doing it. And that's just what you've been seeing from us, I guess, for the last 2 hours and 19 minutes. Deborah Lashley said, doesn't anyone but me remember everything they said about Craig and his quote unquote sewing? For one, I can't forget how badly they treated him. And I don't think I could ever talk to any of them ever again. And that is the thing, like, even with Austen, and this is the theory that I have going that I'm not fully going to, because I only have 7 minutes, deploy yet, this theory that I have on him. But they've all been so brutal to each other that, like, I don't know, maybe we just need therapy or a new cast. Deborah also said, Austen wants to be Craig's friend as long as Craig does everything Austen's way. And then Joe Schmo said, like Venita and Salley, which Touche. Good point. Christy Sheik said, we all know Craig has ADHD. Someone mentioned ADHD reactionary rage in the comments. I had never heard of it, but I hope we all look it up. It explains a lot regarding Craig's rage responses. Thank you to the person who mentioned this. Because of you, we can all have a better understanding of what is happening and why. And then Trish Svader said, it's real. My grandson has ADHD and he rages sometimes and then feels horrible after. And this really has nothing to do with Craig for this purpose. I just had never heard of that. Had you guys?
I think the ADHD is, listen, I'm no doctor or scientist, but like, I think it's, I don't want to say it's as much of a spectrum as autism, but I think there is a broad spectrum of like where, if you're hyperactive, if you're just, if it's just the original, the OG ADD before they put the H in.
Yeah.
Now there's that. I think that there's something about, what is it called? Like and I don't even know what neurodivergent means. Like, is that something that ADD falls into?
A lot of people who are neurodivergent also have ADHD.
Yeah, that's a component of
a friend of mine who is like realizing that she just was diagnosed with ADHD, and she would say like it's so hard for me to get everything in order to like sit down and focus and do something. And then when someone comes in and they say like, oh, well, I need this, or they disrupt all of it, she's like, the rage that I get from it how it like spills out. And I know it can manifest itself differently. She's like, I know that that's not a normal response. Someone's just asking for something and I should be able to multitask, but it's so hard for me to focus in the first place. And it was a little bit of a light bulb moment for me. I'd never heard it, but then I had heard a girlfriend describe something similar to it. And I agree with Christy when she's just like, this is like a learning moment for us all.
I have that, but it would be at work. Like when like you're talking to me when I'm trying to do something, I'll say like, I'm not mad about it. I'm like, I just give me 1 second. I cannot type and listen to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't work. But when I would be at work and people would come in, I would try to get there at a certain time. I would lock my door sometimes and tiptoe in and leave the light off and just like use the window light so that people wouldn't know that I was there yet, because I had to get this one thing done. And people on shows love to just come in your office and cop a squat on your couch and you're like, I want to kill you. I want to murder you right now. And you wish that you could be a person that's why you have a couch. You have a fancy office. Like, please come down and sit. Like, that
and
should
the
be
reaction's disproportionate to what's going on.
And I'm inside. I'm like shaking.
Yes.
So, okay.
Okay. Human Stories Entertainment said, don't touch the stove, Austen. Austen proceeds to touch the stove. Austen turns back to yell at everyone that the stove is hot and that he got burned. It's the stove's fault. And I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Then Paul Manelli said, interview Audrey, please. And I just responded, please. I would really love to hear from her.
I would die for that.
Love.
Yeah.
Deborah Lashley said, Austen is a person who needs a lot of help. Austen has always been with a steady girl, take her someplace nice, be on camera, and then he walks away from her to flirt with other girls. I have always been out on him, out when it comes to Austen. And yeah. And then Nishless goes, cheating on Madison, tells us all we need to know about him.
Yeah.
XAN said, it's easier for Austen to crap on Craig than it is for Austen to take responsibility for his own actions. And I do think that's true.
It's a simplified of that entire last episode. We could have just had that comment and gone home.
Yeah. And And then Craig has his responsibilities on his side of the street as well. Human Stories Entertainment said, survivor's guilt is a real thing. If Austen feels guilty to be happy and his sister would have never had that chance to be happy. Self-sabotage, fear of success, maybe. And XAN said, I struggle with survivor's guilt over a medical emergency that I survived. Whenever I hear someone died from the same thing, I am racked with guilt. Survivor's guilt is very real. I think that Austen is self-sabotaging because he's scared of what could happen to his future kids and because of his survivor's guilt. At some point, however, people have to recognize that the problem and seek help for the things they are struggling with. And that's really where I get so frustrated with Austen, because I do think what he and his family, but we're just talking about him right now, specifically went through is no one should have to go through that. He has nice qualities about himself. He does seem like someone that would be fun at like the group sleepover and like want to play the games and want to, kiki about stuff. I like that about him. I just want him to realize like, that's awful what happened to you. But do you know what's even more awful? The fact that you're not getting over it to live the fullest version of your life.
Yeah.
And I think I hesitate to say this because like, who the hell am I to say this? But like, I communicate with people that have crossed over all the time, and all they want for us is to live our best life and not be upset that we're not here anymore. The only messages that ever come through is like, wake up, live your best life. Like, I'm not mad that you weren't there when I passed away. I'm not mad that we were in a fight when I crossed over. Like, all of it is just messages of love and suck every moment of life out of this gift that you've been given to be here.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of why I get frustrated with him.
No, totally.
Because he has good things to offer.
There are people that do this, and then there are people like him who it seems like he causes a lot of problems. But with his, like Shep has all the same practices of like how he deals with women, but he doesn't like it's not a fight with everyone. Like, it's just sort of like compartmentalized or something.
Yeah, but where I get pissed at Shep is that he really screws over the girls in like a gross way, where it's like, oh, you gave me an STD. Oh, you cheated on me.
Totally.
And Austen does that stuff also. Maybe he hasn't done the STD thing. I just think maybe Shep is a little bit more of an easier guy to peg as an F-boy, because I think Austen presents himself as like, Kroll the Warrior King.
Exactly.
I love rom-coms.
And I am a good guy. I am a boyfriend material. I am like Shep has just basically said, like, it's not really happening. Yeah, maybe it will this year. Who knows? This year, we'll wait and see. I'm definitely open to it. But then he moves on with his life. Whereas Austen just makes it his whole being and wants to convince you, I'm here to do this. I'm a good guy. I want to find my person. And then it's always some problem. And then he fights with everybody about his own. He's got his own inner struggles, his own inner fights, and he pushes them on to other people because he doesn't want to deal with them himself. It's not a good time to be Austen's friend. It's not, there's no fun times to be had while Austen's going through this. If you're like a long-term friend and you've known him forever and you're going to hold him to any kind of account, because he gets embarrassed, I think. And then that embarrassment makes him upset, and then he acts out, and then now he's fighting with you at the dinner table. And
yes, but I'm telling you, I have a theory about it, but I'm letting it germinate. So
yeah. I mean, all of these guys don't have like when Austen talks to other people about his issues, it makes so much sense to me. Like, there are people that like have known me forever that if I have a new problem, I might not tell someone I've known forever. Sometimes it's nice to get the perspective of someone, it's easier to tell someone about, oh God, this kind of sucks. And then this happened. And then she said this. And then so I said, because if you know my full history, you might call me out on something and be like,
this
you
is
kind
part
of
of my
do
theory.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand why they all kind of bop to other people and don't necessarily go to each other for these things, because they're just going to throw them in your face when you're not looking your best, because now we can just focus on that fuck up that you just did.
Yeah.
Nettie, last night I thought I was watching one of the Housewives show because the arguing between Craig and Austen was absolutely ridiculous and off-putting. I don't watch TV to see people argue and tear each other up. It made me want to change the channel. There's a lot more to that comment, but that one stuck with me because I'm ready to change the channel too, Nettie. A lot of people, Camp Granada. That's the hello mother, hello father thing I was thinking of. But
so many people.
Yeah. Pat Clark. Craig denigrating Austen over the failure of his business at his birthday dinner is very bad form. It's obvious that Craig has a successful business because his partner has foresight, not because Craig has foresight. Craig is all about Craig and makes everything about Craig. He acknowledged that Austen's party was not the place to confront him, but of course, Craig couldn't keep his mouth shut and had to attack Austen at his party. But it's Austen's fault, apparently. Miss Chevy, when it comes to Austen, I agree he may not want a relationship right now, or may never, but I think the socialization may play a part as to why he feels he should be in a relationship. We have been socialized to believe people should be married and have children by a certain age. Parents are asking for grandchildren. I blame society for telling people what they should be doing when it comes to their lifestyle. I'm not going to read that last part because people will get mad, but I agree with you, Miss Chevy.
No one gets mad. Read Chevy's comment.
She knows. We know. We're the same brain. We know what that last line said. I don't need to offend anyone else. I had a question. What other stupid shit that Salley did to Venita? Because Venita was like, oh, she's doing a ton of stupid shit. Kristen Hall, fair. To be fair, to be fair to Venita, buying those chickens was a stupid thing Salley did. And touche, you got me there. Jamie Koch, I don't like Austen. However, imagine being 7 and watching your parents go through the most unbearable grief. I'm sure there are images that haunt him. I can see how it would mess with you, which I thought was interesting because everyone's like, oh, Austen dealt with this thing. He saw this sister. He dealt with this. But no one's ever said he then watched his parents deal with this thing, which that one hit me like a shot to the heart. Elizabeth Caruso. Shep does buy gifts. He bought his shark tooth necklace for Sienna and contributed to a very expensive teddy bear for Madison. True. Shep, I'm going to leave that one alone. I think you know where we're at.
I also just want to say, Shep is a self-admitted not no gift giving happens with Shep. He says it. He's like,
but I think he said it about weddings. Yeah. Like, was he specific about weddings? Like, I'm not buying your silverware.
Yes, but then when they went to go buy Madison's gift, he's like, I don't want to spend that much. Like, he's just cheap. I think he's just cheap. Yeah. He's just a cheap dude.
There's a lot of people that have some kind of a trust fund, but it just is not, it's not letting you live a life of leisure. It's letting you not work. It's not letting you go out and live luxuriously. It's letting you not have to go to a 9 to 5. So I don't know what his amount is. And he also likes to travel a lot. So he seems to me to be like a guy that's like, I get 10 grand a month. I got to crack my mortgage with that. And I got a trip to Bolivia planned at the end of the month. So I like, it feels like he just doesn't, he's just doing the most with what he has, and it's like he's just deciding, no, I'm more important than
totally. I just think he's just not a thoughtful dude like that, because you cannot have a lot of money and give someone a thoughtful gift.
No, totally. But I'm also a person that's like, I don't want to get you a gift if it's not something that you'll be like, oh my God, I love this. Like I'm not like I'll stop by somewhere and get you like a $30 or $40 little like whatever,
But I'm also, like I remember when I moved into my house, my girlfriend Elsa, she knows I always get pennies from heaven from my grandmother. I get them all the time, and I collect them and I have them in this jar. And so when I moved in, she filled a whole mason jar filled with pennies, and it said like, wishes from grandma for your house. And that's a very thoughtful gift. He's just not that dude.
Yeah. No, totally. But I also don't expect many dudes to be doing that kind of thoughtfulness anyhow.
Anyway, Mike, sorry about that.
This is the perfect time for this comment. Sunset Harp. No time limit on the comments, please. Just let them play out organically. You don't have to read them all, just mine. Kidding. No, really. The commies are excellent and a fun, balanced, sometimes wise take on the show. I hear you, ladies, but I hear Mike too. Love truth. And to that, I said, yeah, I love the comments of this portion of the show, and my love has no time limits. So you can shut that thing off.
We don't love the comments. We're trying to get better at being on time with things.
It has nothing to do with the
sitting here
comments.
For 4 hours after Courtney's been up since 6. She gets here at 7. We start at 8, and then it's 2 in the morning, and it's like we have 300 comments. Like, all I want to do is read comments. I would like to forego the entire show. Unfortunately, there has to be a show in order for people to comment on it. But if I had it my way, we would just do comments.
Dive into the comments.
Certainly on this show now.
Correct.
Ray Chill. About the bow tie, I'm going to use a court phrase. 2 things can be true. I think Austen will wear the F out of that bow tie. It's his type of fashion choice. Also, I think it is a regift, and Craig was like, not for me, but I know someone with a birthday soon. And to add to the explanation, I think this because 2 weeks before the birthday dinner, Craig was walking around saying Austen is his enemy. He's not spending money on a birthday gift for Austen. I agree. Catherine McKing, I'm not going there, but that was a good one. I liked your comment. Dude, this should be the tagline for the show. Hillary Winslow. They are so undignified, immature, spoiled, self-indulgent, shallow twerps who are embarrassingly too old to carry on. That's the tagline for Southern Charm.
Was that about you?
If I've ever heard one.
Okay.
I feel like I'm the only person really enjoying this season. I'm having fun with it.
I was, and there's been a big boner killer of this season.
I'll get it up for you again.
Thank you.
That's all I got.
You're up, Natty Boo Pie.
I'm closing it out with Truth for Peace for Freedom. Do. Woo! Austin's younger sister, Katie, is so wise and mature, it's hard to believe that she's 8 years younger than him. She seems way more emotionally mature and developed than him. Maybe their sister, Kyle's spirit, is helping to guide her, and she's giving relationship advice to Austen, their guardian angel.
That's so beautiful.
I love that.
Truth. I love that.
The main screen of my cell phone tells me the temperature's outside, so I get updates throughout the day and night. The lowest it got here this week was -13. I just wanted to clarify, that's -13 degrees. Natalie, I also saw those videos about the styrofoam-looking snow that chose to burn, not melt, when a flame was put on it. My guy shoveled our driveway, and I asked him if there was anything fishy about the snow. He said it was completely normal looking. Who's this guy?
Who's he work for?
Also, I found out one of Truth's leisure activities is my literal nightmare.
What?
Spelunking.
What's spelunking?
Caving, like going underground and wiggling through caves and mud.
We don't even
and
talk about it. We're skipping over that. Thanks.
Be safe, Truth.
So who knows what's going on out there in other parts of the country. It was nice to see your skivvies wearing nephew having some fun in the snow. I know, he's so adorable.
That was so cute.
He's so cute. My guy has a tradition of doing the polar plunge every January. Oh, wait, this is the rest of the comment, and we're not reading it because it's all about how she likes to go through caves. I can't. I'll start twitching, and
your nervous system can't take it. You might have the thyroglobulin antibody problem if you stress yourself out with that comment.
Yeah, you can direct message Mike, and you guys can talk about that. I feel like this would have been an excellent episode for some sugar glass. I would like a real one. Craig is obviously a handsome man with low self-esteem. It's a fascinating combo. I find it so interesting. Maybe it's not fair that Craig has all the eggs in his basket. The fact that he's a little loco in the cocoa evens out the playing field. I see Austen as the underdog in this situation, and I usually root for the underdog, but Austen is breaking hearts from Charlotte to Charleston and beyond, and that makes me want to break his kneecaps. But I will say I kind of felt bad for him during dinner. Craig is at the top of the pyramid in their friend group, and there was no need to kick an empty can of Trop Pop. I loved that.
Same.
His words were friendship ending. I know at the time of filming, Craig is still in a tremendous amount of emotional pain from losing Paige, so I will give him some grace. I wish Craig could see Austen as the annoying gnat that he is and not take the bait every single time. Know your worth, Craig. Don't give your energy to Austen. Energy flows where attention goes. Craig could get Austen off the show by refusing to film with him. After Austen and Salley fizzle out, he won't have a storyline left. He may stay on as a B character, popping in and out from time to time. If you don't listen to me, you'll listen to Truth.
Because it's the truth.
Because it's brilliance. She just gets it.
Well, guys, we did it.
We did it.
Like, subscribe, hype. Sorry, spit everywhere. So excited about the hype. Like, subscribe, hype, tell a friend. And that's all I got.
Yeah, we'll be back for Summer House next. And Harris is going to be here for that. I'll be in the building, but I won't be here. But I'm fine.
We're just mixing stuff up.
Yeah. We're just mixing it up. We're trying to get Harris to come every other week. So, and then, we want him to come every week for something, but for now, he's semi-committed to every other week. So we're running with it.
He's like Austen in a relationship.
Yeah.
Semi-committed.
He's semi-committed, yeah. And
anyway.
Gay.
That's what we call a wraparound, folks. Ba-deep, ba-deep, ba-deep. That's all.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Let's eat. I'm so curious about how this pasta